You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings.
The final game at Ford Field on this Saturday is as blue blood as it gets. Warren De La Salle and Muskegon might as well pay rent at Ford Field because they're here a lot. 21 finals appearances between them. They even have history with each other. The Big Reds defeated the Pilots in both 2006 and again in 2008 for the D2 crown. But in 2023, the script has flipped. De La Salle is the two-time reigning champion in Division II. Tonight features the state of Michigan's winningest all-time program against its current most dominant program. Tonight on Valley Sports Detroit.
It's a familiar trek for the Big Reds of Muskegon, making the way from the west side of the state here to Ford Field. But nobody knows the route better than their opponent tonight, the De La Salle Pilots. They have won back-to-back championships. They're here for the sixth time in the last 7 years, and they've got the rings to prove it. These two big teams clash for Division II bragging rights at Ford Field here on Valley Sports, and as always, presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Hi, everybody. Former Lion tight end Rob Rubick. I'm Matt Shepard. We'll hear from Natalie Kerwin a little bit later on. No teams in the finals this year faced one another until they got to Ford Field, except this matchup. Week 2, Muskegon hosted De La Salle. It was a good one back then. We expect a good one tonight.
It really was, and I'm not sure who it benefits, Shep. Both coaches think the other team has gotten way better since that game, and they give you that coaches speak. But the bottom line is both these teams, we saw early in the season when they went up against each other, feel that they can win. De La Salle won that night, but I think Coach Fairfield and the Big Reds of Muskegon think, okay, we got a little something coming here tonight. We're going to unleash a few different things on De La Salle and hopefully get the dub.
Anytime you watch a football game, usually it's the quarterbacks who are the key to victory or to losses. It's no different here tonight. And for Muskegon, Mackay Guy is their field general.
Well, Guy is the guy. There's no doubt about it. Mackay Guy, he is a big-time threat with the ball in his hands, and it's going to be in his hands the entire evening. You're going to see a lot of option. You're going to see some Delaware wing tee option type of stuff, getting out to the perimeter. You're going to see some inside veers, still some outside veers. They're going to mix up. Shane Fairfield does a lot of things with this offense because he can, because of that young man right there.
Competitive, tough as nails, just like his counterpart, the guy who comes over for De La Salle. It's a tough job to pick up where a really superstar left off a year ago, but Sante Gasparoni was pretty good at this year.
Well, Sante has accounted for over 3,000 yards of offense. 3,000, Chef. That is unbelievable between his arm and his legs. He's a physical quarterback. I never thought I'd say that, but it's a physical quarterback, and most of them are kind of soft. But not this young man. He's going to run the ball. He's going to give you a stiff arm. He's going to get that extra yard when he needs it, and he can deliver the ball extremely accurate.
Yeah, you get just the opposite in these two guys. Both of them really tough, hard-nosed competitors, and great leaders as well. This is what they play for, the Division II state championship. It's been in the showcase at De La Salle each of the last 2 seasons. Can they make it 3 in a row? The kickoff, and we find out next.
We've been talking about this for a long time. Seniors have been working since January. It's your turn, it's your time. We said it all, we can talk about all the things, the doubters, the 2-2 start of the season, all that's behind us. You put in the work, you put in the effort, you put yourself in position to win a state championship and be the #1 team in the state again. Work for each other, play for each other. They're good, they're a great football team, they're gonna make a play. We rebound, we play better the next play. Stay focused, play hard, play fast. Play our style of football, fly around, make something happen quickly. Let's put points on the board right away, force them to play from behind, which they don't like to do, and let's send their ass packing quick.
Dan Roan and De La Salle talk about process. That's what they preach. He preached it at West Catholic. He preaches it here again at De La Salle. Don't aim to be the best in August. Be the best in November. His team has a chance to be the best for a 3rd straight year, but they will tangle with the Muskegon Big Reds, who they battled in Week 2. Looking forward to this Division II championship tilt with Rob Rubick and Natalie Kerwin. I'm Matt Shepard. Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Natalie Kerwin on the sidelines. Natalie?
Yeah, Shep, well, we'll be seeing Dan Roan and Shane Fairfield coach against each other tonight, but it's friendly. They've known each other about 30 years, and they played each other earlier this season at Muskegon. That was actually a really special day for Dan Roan because he's a West Side guy. He is from there. He actually grew up and went to Muskegon Orchard View High School. His grandma lived across the street from Hackley Stadium, which is where Muskegon High School plays at. He'd actually sneak onto the field with his sisters and cousins and play football. So he loves Hackley Stadium. He knows Muskegon football. He's been around it since he was little. So to play Shane Fairfield and his team earlier in the season and now in the finals with a title on the line, yeah, he tells me it's a really full circle life moment for him.
They texted one another the day after the semifinals, and they both felt like it was a possibility they could play yet again, and that's where we are. A chance for redemption for Fairfield, a chance for a third consecutive championship for Dan Roan at De La Salle.
You know, you hear coach speak, and they tell you how much they respect and how good the other team is, but when it comes to these two, I think they truly mean it. They have so much respect. They've been in that coaching tree, and they've crossed paths so many times, not just during the football season, in the off season as well. So I think we're in for a treat here in a Division II final.
Muskegon won the coin flip. They chose to defer, and De La Salle will be back deep to return the kick. Phoenix Glasnor and Damian King the fourth for the Pilots. Adrian Ramos Velasquez will kick it deep for Muskegon. The Big Reds 12-2 on the year. The Pilots of De La Salle 11-2 on the season. We're underway. It's King. Nice move to the outside. And a good start for Warren De La Salle. Sante Gasparoni. He can hurt you with his legs and definitely hurt you with his left arm.
Yeah, we talk about balanced teams. Well, this is the epitome of a balanced football team. You look at De La Salle, the ability to throw for over 2,000 yards. And Sante himself has almost 1,000 yards rushing from the quarterback position.
They start the night through the air. A short toss that falls incomplete, intended for Anthony Battanti. Offensive line averages 6'2", 271 pounds. Ryan Ross, the right guard, is a 4-year starter. Caden Campbell's a big target as a tight end. And Battanti out of the backfield can hurt you through the air or on the ground.
Let's go, defense! Hey, watch that tight end,
Watch the delay of game. Gasparoni will keep it himself, and he spun around after a 1-yard gain. Here's the defense for Muskegon. Up front, they average 6 feet, 225 pounds. Chris Jones and Stanley Cunningham are beasts up front. Derikio Speech, 104 tackles on the season as a linebacker, and DeCarian Taylor had 3 interceptions last week.
105 now for Derikio because he just got it on that first play. But nice job of getting wide and making a solo tackle.
3rd and long for De La Salle.
39, McKay! Hey, who's got the age?
There's the whistle. And a timeout for De La Salle.
You know, Dan Roan got a timeout just before the play clock expired.
What are the keys to victory for these two teams, Rubes? What does the Rubik's Cube tell us? You were right earlier today in Division 6. What about this one?
Well, I think offensively it's all about the quarterback, Gasparoni. They got to go with him. He's going to be the fuel for this entire offense, whether it's him running the ball or throwing the ball. And defensively,
Dan Roan fears big chunk plays. So they got to diffuse this offense and not let them get explosive plays down the field. If they can do that, they have a great opportunity for the W.
And how about Muskegon? How do they get redemption from a Week 2 loss at home?
Well, it starts with the offensive line. When I see these are some big ones up there. We call them some chungai. They got some big, thick fellas up there, average 287 across the front. Well, they got to play big. They got to do what they do best, and that's run block and get Mackay guy in the open. And then somehow they have to get some extra possessions, whether it's through winning the turnover battle or however it is, getting some quick 3-and-outs. This offense needs some opportunities because they can do great things.
You say that with such affection. It's 3rd down and long. Off play action. A deep drop, a deep throw, and it is incomplete. Good coverage out there by Keon Drummer.
Well, Glassner was dragging from all the way across the field. That's just a tough throw. You're throwing from the far hash to the opposite hash, and actually Gasparoni does a nice job of giving Glassner an opportunity. Gets the one hand on it. Just couldn't come down with it, so a quick 3-and-out. For the Pilots, now an opportunity to see this offense of Muskegon, which I always enjoy. I've had a chance to call a lot of Shane Fairfield's games over the years, and I just never know what new tweaks he's going to put into his option game.
B.B. Rabi kicking it deep to Destin Piggy. A flag on the play after the free catch made at the 23-yard line. Phil Jensen is our referee here tonight. He's from Port Huron.
Usually I think you might get a hold. I saw somebody get taken
During
down.
the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team.
I think he got taken down
It'll be a
because he
10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st down, Muskegon.
pushed in the back. That's why I saw somebody tumbling for De La Salle, and then I saw the flag come out. But it's going to be right. This is an easy call. You see, it gets pushed right there in the back. That's an easy call. Man, when you can see the numbers or read the name, you can't block them. And that time, Mackay Lennox Brooks decided that he was still going to try to get away with it. Did not get away with it, and really hurts your opening field position.
So here's Muskegon's offense that has scored 40 or more in each of their 4 playoff games. Jacob Price is the lone tailback. Mackay Guy gives on an end around that is sniffed out right away. Destin Piggy was going nowhere because of Dwayne Williams III.
Well, Dwayne Williams does a nice job, number 30, in black, getting up the field, beats the block of the offensive lineman that time. That's a Nakai win, big number 75, not quick enough to handle this much smaller Williams, who got penetration, hit that jet sweep before he could get to the edge.
It's a loss of 5 and 2nd down and long. That hard count forced De La Salle to flinch, so an offsides call will go against De La Salle.
Well, let's take a listen here. The inflection of Mackay Guy's voice to get that 5 back.
Before the play, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Yeah, Mackay makes the hard count, and he officiates the play as well.
He can do it all. On the ground. Backpedaling past the 20 to the 21-yard line is Jacob Price.
Wow, the Price is right. What a nice run getting inside. I mean, he took, 6-7 yards, step backwards, where they looked like they had him hog-tied. It's just a little inside zone play. He keeps his balance with his right hand. Then he gets hit, and then he's out just backpedal and can pick up another 6-7 yards. He got some tree trunks for legs, and that time he got all the power out of him.
300 total yards against East Lansing last weekend. Up the gut, tumbling his way for a 1st down. Price on back-to-back carries gets the job done for the Big Reds. Here's Mackay Guy's numbers on the year. Doesn't throw a lot, but he's a dual-threat quarterback.
And coach says he's tough as nails, too. A physical quarterback. His decision making. Remember, he's a point guard on the basketball team, so he is great with the ball in his hand, distributing it.
Just 5'8", $175, but his coach says he plays like he's 6'4", 2 1/4. Offset eye behind him. A toss. Going nowhere. De La Salle up front, 6'1", over 236 pounds. They are led by Dwayne Williams, his 64 tackles up front. The linebackers are good ones, especially Dalton Drogosh. And then the secondary forces some turnovers, including David Williams and James Wallace.
Keep an eye on Kondakai Sherman. He's a thumper. He's a downhill rover.
Guy still has it. Shoulder shakes his way and then spun around at the 24-yard line. Wallace came up and made the tackle. The offensive line for Muskegon averages 6'4", 287. Nakai Wynn loves to hit. Started as a sophomore. He's in there and continues to play well.
Look at them. Look at that offense, how big those guys are. Man, I'd say when you have team meal and you're the mother who has to provide team meal, you have your husband or you go get a different, one of you go get a different job that week to make some more money because they can eat you out of house and home.
You need a fridge in the garage and you need a double oven.
But they can move. They're very athletic, and that's what Dan Roan was concerned about, how big they are and athletic.
Guy up top. Incomplete.
De La Salle might have got away. I know it's uncatchable, but in high school you have to remember there's no such thing as an uncatchable ball. You think, well, that was overthrown by 10 yards. Does not matter. If you get hit at all, you know what? I think that's there's a little bit of hand fight by both sides there. The official let it go, and I can appreciate that as a former receiver. As long as you stay consistent with the calls, they know right now they're going to let you play a little bit, let you hand check.
Pass intended for DeCarrion Taylor. Good defense by Isaiah Jones to force the punt.
Robbie! Hey, Robbie! I'm not on punt return. I'm not on punt return.
This is returnable into Muskegon territory. Breaking a tackle and then down at the 47-yard line. Second possession of the night for De La Salle's offense, in a much better position in a scoreless game.
Welcome back into Ford Field. We're still scoreless here in the first quarter, and I want to talk about Warren De La Salle. They had their eyes set on beating Waterford Mott last week in the semifinals, but they made a little time to do some community service. So last Friday, they ended up delivering food to first responders in the Warren area. There's actually a guy that's friends with just Coach Dan Roan and the football program, and he said, Dan, your kids have the day off on Friday. I want them to go deliver food. Let's make it happen. So they ended up delivering a bunch of different food items to 6 different fire departments and 125 police officers, detectives, and support staff in the city of Warren. So Dan Roan has his DLS boys doing big things on the field, but off of it too, you guys.
Did it at West Catholic, continues to do it at De La Salle. Good for him. His team's in pretty good shape here. A shorter field than they had in their first possession. Anthony Batanti, the lone setback for Sante Gasparoni. Good first down play. Inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Well, some really good quicks that time by Skylar Hunter on the jet sweep. And they really flanked this defense quickly. This is the tail end where he makes the spin and he'd be able to pick up another 10 yards getting outside. And he takes a shot, a clean shot, about a yard inside the field of play.
Gasparoni on a quarterback draw. Hit as he crosses the 25. Derikio Speak, who started as a sophomore in the state title game in 2022, made the hit.
6'1", 230 pounds. Talking to coach, and he just said he's a dude. He's gonna pop up a lot, 104 tackles. He's everywhere.
Plays downhill, second down, and an illegal motion against De La Salle.
It's tough now. They were ahead of the sticks, 5 on first down. Now they're going to lose that and be 2nd and 10.
Before the play, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Coach Dan Roan not real pleased right now with some of the execution and some of the smaller things that are going on here. Well, they do run that play clock down.
They sure do. Gasparoni wants to throw. Middle of the field. And it is caught inside the 10. What a way to hold on by Damian King, the 4th.
Well, and the thing about Damian King here is he takes a shot from Dakarian Taylor, the safety. He's going to come here on a crossing route down the middle of the field, and you're going to see Dakarian arrive right when the ball does. Damian King does a great job of hanging on to the football.
Perfect throw, great concentration, 1st and goal. Batanti pushing his way inside the 5.
Little mano-mano football here. Inside zone on the goal line. There's no pulling, there's no down blocking. It's just straight zone. Everyone is going to step a little bit to the right and let Batanti, he's going to find the crease and try to get into it and squeeze and get to the goal line, but good job of gap integrity by that front of Muskegon.
Gasparoni himself, touchdown, De La Salle.
Well, you're going to see right here, they're going to bring these 2 gentlemen, they're going to pull, and they're going to get out in front, and they're just going to run it, let it go. You're going to see they're going to pull 2. Batanti does a nice job of following and just getting up into the crease, and Sante sees what he wants to see, and that's a bunch of black shirts, the back of them. That means the white shirts are being shielded. Takes it in for a touchdown.
Baby Robbie on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Damian King and the long snap of Dylan Trundle. The kick is up and the kick is good. Second possession of the night for De La Salle pays off. 5 plays, 47 yards in a little bit more than 2 minutes. And it's the quarterback, the trigger man, Gasparoni, who drives it home to make it 7-0. Both De La Salle and Muskegon are battle tested, and they're used to being up here at Ford Field. Last year in Division III, it was Detroit Martin Luther King beating Mackay Guy and Muskegon here at Ford Field. The Big Reds had to settle for a runners-up in a 56-27 final. Meanwhile, De La Salle was a state champion for a second straight season. They're looking to make it back to back to back.
Looking for the 3-peat. Dan Roan's got a club that he thinks can do it again. They had a solid season. They lost Drogosh, the quarterback that went to Cincinnati, but he's got another one on his team who he thinks might be the fastest player on his team, and that's a linebacker. That's younger brother Dalton Drogosh.
Yeah, he's a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball. Dan Roan got some playmakers on offense. They get on the board first. Talking there to his quarterback, Sante Gasparoni.
You can see why he can run. He's kind of thick there. Look at those arms. You get a little beef for a quarterback now. You get a body like that, you're not afraid to run the quarterback keep and power and zone reads and all that. You're bigger than most of the guys tackling. 6'2", 215. That's a good-sized body. And Muskegon struggled in their first possession to see if they can get something better here. They tried to get to the edge, and really too much penetration by the outside backers, defensive ends of De La Salle.
Robbie with a good foot into the end zone. Muskegon takes over. They're hoping their second possession of the night is as good as De La Salle's second possession of the night was for them. And here comes Mackay Guy. Has that linebacker mentality at the quarterback position. Coach Shane Fairfield marvels at his athleticism, but he said he's a better person off the field than he is on the field. Does so much for the community. Plays the organ at church, so he's musically gifted too. See what kind of music he can provide Muskegon here in their second possession. Bring a man in motion. Guy keeps it with some room. Pulling away. See ya. What an answer.
What a great job. Look at it. Great job pulling the kick up at McGill, Matoya. And then that's just speed. You think he's going to get walked down, but he just pulls away from the field.
Extra point is up and good, and we are tied just like that.
Well, this is a little jet read. They're going to bring motion here. He's going to read this, and then they're going to come here and pull and trap. Let it go. He's going to ride it. He's going to pull it. Gets a great kick out at the point of attack, and then he just turns up in the hole. And just enough of a fake on the read to hold the backside linebacker. Then when he gets through, it's just like, I'm faster than all of you guys, so I'm going to score here. And that's what Mackay Guy does. I thought, as you on the call, Shep, it looked like they were going to catch him at about 30 yards on the field, and all of a sudden he just had an extra gear, and he pulls away. And that is, we talked about the cube, the keys to the game. Dan Rowan says, we have to defuse it. We can't give explosive plays. That one there blew the top off Ford Field.
During the play, personal foul on the defense, hurdling. That penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kick.
Well, I think they're going to call this on the conversion, Shep. Let's see if someone comes and tries to hurdle the line. We're going to go right here. I'm sorry, this right here. Let's watch it. He's going to get air. He's going to leap. Yep, not allowed. Oh, boy. He almost got it, but not allowed. Not allowed at all. And the reason it's not allowed is to protect people. It's to protect the people jumping. They don't want you to get undercut when you leave your feet and get in the air. We saw it called in the last game that we just did prior to this one, Shep, in the Kingsley-Elmont game where someone was hurtling down the sideline and they called him for a penalty. So you just can't do it.
So much for good field position on this trip,
yeah,
right?
And this is key because the kicking game of Muskegon, as Shane Fairfield will allude to, it's not great. They don't have great kicking. He says, they're okay. He said the punting game is a little bit better than the kicking game, but he said we can always improve. So now you got a short field.
Velasquez. Just a chip shot into the end zone. So De La Salle takes over. They are known as the Pilots. They were founded back in 1926 and originally located on the east side of Detroit in Glenfield Avenue before moving to the current location in Warren back in 1982. It's that original location that led to the school's nickname of the Pilots. For those that know the east side of Detroit, that's where City Airport was built. They opened their first hangar, and shortly after, De La Salle opened its doors, thus the Pilots. The airplanes able to take off throughout the 30s through the 70s and would often cause those buildings to shake. They don't have to worry about that any longer.
How about the cars in those pictures, huh?
Looks like
you probably got a couple of those.
Like
you're like
garage.
Jay Leno. You have them stocked up like cordwood in your garage.
Yeah, I've sold a few of them lately. Batante to the left of Gasparoni. On a low snap, handled it well. King run over. He's going to lose yardage.
Now that play did not work out well for King, but Dan Roan could not speak highly enough of this young man. He thinks he is something special. His ability, he just thinks his ceiling is unlimited for this young sophomore, 5'8", 155 pounds. His speed and his feel for the game is just elite.
Brett Bielema and Illinois are showing interest in Damian King IV already, and he's just a sophomore. Gasparoni will throw. Back to the inside. Oh, drilled at the 24-yard line. Joey Montia. Woo. He got popped. That's Chris Jones from his defensive tackle position.
Somebody tell Joey, when you get hit like that, you take the full 9 count. Stay down, don't hurry up, and you're going to hear it. Oh, my, said the fly. Why do I have to die? Wow. What a hit that was. And to his credit, look at Joey Montea. He gets right up and walks off the field, but they're going to check him. This type of hit, you're going to make sure you check him, that his mind is clear, no signs of any concussions, and that's what you need to do.
It's 3rd and 6 for De La Salle.
He was trying to read it.
Got man right. Let's keep an eye on this right down here now.
4 wide receiver set. And it's a quarterback draw. And he won't get it.
That worked the first time. They kind of go empty set. They spread you out. They just run Gasparoni on a draw. That time Muskegon was sitting in the weeds waiting for that play, and they saw it, and they stopped for just a short gain. And now when you're Muskegon in this situation, in a 4th and 2 deep in the end, you have to, anytime you're less than 5 yards, you have to be aware of your special teams for the hard count. If you're De La Salle, you might try to draw them off to get an easy first down.
Dustin Piggy drifting to his right. And will field this after a couple of hops. Stay on his feet and wrestle down at the 33-yard line.
Piggy on the return. 11 is Dylan Trump.
Muskegon on the west side of the state, established in 1872, big enrollment out of the OK Green. 14 all-time finals appearances in that rich school football history. And they've won the title 6 times, the last time since 2017.
And a great stadium. Great old stadium, as you say.
Yeah, some of those stadiums, especially on the west side of the state, unbelievable.
And they redid it, and
like
it's just
Rockford and East Grand Rapids. They're amazing. Guy who rambled 80 yards to pay dirt. Still has it and wrestled down for a loss of 2. Here's Hackley Stadium Rubes was referring to in Muskegon.
They have the new turf, and they've redone a lot of renovations, and it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful stadium. And Shep, look at the top stat there, the victories. You alluded to that earlier, 899. That's what, 6th, 7th in the country you were right there.
Yeah,
just keep reading. That's all I got to do. 18 state championships, 6 in football.
Boy, a facility like that, it's a privilege to play there, isn't it?
Yeah, 18, because remember, there were a lot of mythical state champions in football before 1975.
2nd and 12, they'll keep it on the ground, but nothing there. Big fellas up front for Warren De La Salle getting it done.
Well, the quickness right now is beating the girth. The size is not winning out, because De La Salle, although they're not nearly as big up front with Pellegrom and Presnell and Turr and Williams, they're really moving well, very active. They're getting into gaps and getting penetration and getting the running game stopped before it can get going for the Big Reds.
3rd and long now for Muskegon. Magai will throw. Pressure comes. Down he goes. Dwayne Williams III, the first one to get to him. Helped out by Jacob Turr, big 99.
Yeah, and enough pressure in the face of Mackay Guy, you can see coming at him early right there that he wants to step up, but he can't, and Williams able to get the sack. And the coverage was good enough down the field where the initial, you can't catch, step, and throw. It wasn't open yet, and that allowed Williams to get penetration and get the sack. So a great job answering the 3-and-out by Muskegon, with De La Salle's defense getting their own 3-and-out.
Low snap. Handled, and a spiraling kick that'll be returned by Phoenix Glasner. Thrown down shy of midfield. Now a message from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
As property manager, I use Family Heating and Cooling because they're honest, they're on time, and fair priced.
Contact us today to find out what our family can do for your family.
They marketed the 49 of De La Salle. Dan Roan's team drew first blood on their second possession, but the other two possessions they've had in this first half, 3-and-outs. Under a minute left in the opening quarter. Batanti out of the Wildcat. That's a mistake. Adrian Rankin Jr.
Great eye, partner. Seeing that it was a Wildcat. They shotgun it right to Batante. But you're going to see the front of Muskegon. Pause it right here. Look at this. That's called filling. You read, you see the block go that way, you let it go, and you're there to make the play. That's trusting your read. When you see the guy pull, you got to step up in there and fill, and a great job.
Shane Fairfield says Rankin's his best tackler. He proved it there. Gasparoni strong arms it, and it's dropped. Perfect throw, but Phoenix Glasner couldn't haul it in.
Well, that's a seed. And Phoenix Glasner just couldn't pull this in, but you can't throw a ball any better than this. It's just some zone coverage inside. You see the safety sitting deep. The corner lets him go deep. And then right here, look at into the body, into the face mask. You got to be a grabber of the ball. Don't be a catcher of the ball. Be a grabber of the ball out in front. If you reach out, if you happen to miss it, you got a chance at coming through and then getting it on your body.
3rd and 13 for De La Salle. Pressure comes. Down he goes. Backside pressure from Deshaun Wallace-Oaks.
Well, a little bit different for Gasparoni here. Normally, you're going to see him be able to elude that when he feels the pressure, but just too much speed on the defensive side of the ball.
De La Salle has had 4 possessions. 3 times they've gone 3-and-out. On this one, Deshaun Walker-Oaks made sure of it. We head to the second, tied at 7. And Muskegon getting the football back on Valley Sports. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals is brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family is not just the name of our company, but the way we do business. By your local Toyota dealer, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer. Quarterbacks are game changers in this one, but it's a low-scoring affair. With Rob Rubik, I'm Matt Shepard. What surprised you about the first quarter so far?
I think the quickness of De La Salle front defensively. They're getting into the backfield, getting a lot of penetration, and getting plays broken down by Muskegon before they can get going. And then the speed of guy, he was that fast. I knew he was athletic and quick, but when he broke in that secondary and he outran some De La Salle defenders that can run, he's got some scoots. So overall, he's a dangerous player at any time that he can pop it.
Mackay Guy with that 80-yard touchdown run to even things up for Muskegon, and he and his offense will go back to work after the fair catch at about the 22-yard line by Destin Piggy.
It's a shame for De La Salle and Coach Dan Rowan. They've had field position. They've been, last couple of positions, they've taken over near the 50-yard line. They really couldn't do anything with it. Now Muskegon needs to try to flip the field, put some first downs together, and try to tilt the field position in their favor.
Guy with a give inside. Tough sledding in there. We mentioned that Muskegon's overall record at 12-2. They lost their first game of the year to Rockford, and then they lost to De La Salle in week 2. In week 3, they went out and beat Holland 76-0. Made some adjustments got healthier, understood what each other is all about, and they have ruled since. They've looked really good doing it. beat East Lansing convincingly in the semifinals. Guy gets drilled after the read, kept it himself, and they were waiting for him, led by Dalton Drogosh.
I think if you're Muskegon right now and Coach Shane Fairfield, you got to try to get something that hits quick, because that defensive front is De La Salle's getting vertical, getting penetration so quickly up the field that maybe you can get underneath their pressure.
De La Salle 5 tackles for losses already here tonight. 3rd and long.
Better hurry, 5 on the clock.
Guy keeps it, sidesteps his way, but not nearly enough.
That's a little inside veer. We haven't seen that tonight. Guy, but really nothing there. I mean, you get 3 plays, you just picked up 4 yards. That's a win for that front of De La Salle. As we talked in the break when we came back, Shep, you said, what has impressed me or what has drawn my attention? It's that defensive front. They're quick and they're physical.
De La Salle gives up just 85 yards per game on the ground this year. Mackay Guy rushed for 80 yards on the touchdown run, but overall, that De La Salle defense has been strong against the running game of Muskegon. A returnable punt for Glassman, but nowhere to go. Good downfield coverage by Muskegon.
That's DeRicchio's speech, getting down there, Shep. What a job by that linebacker on special teams. That's what championship teams do. They have their starters also run a lot of teams.
De La Salle will take over 1st down and 10, final 43.
Yeah, when you're Phoenix Glassner, you're like, fellas, come on. He's a big body. You couldn't see him coming down. Someone couldn't pick him up. Give me a chance.
Batanti feeling his way for a pickup of a couple. Anthony Batanti is described by his coaching staff as a grinder. You're not going to see him with gaudy numbers or breakaway speed, but he gets those tough, hard-earned yards up the middle. Picked up 2 there. To the air they go. Across the middle. What a catch by King. Can he pull away? He's got great speed. He will find the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, De La Salle.
I told you early on, Shep, that Dan Roan could not say enough good things about Damian King. And you kind of start to see why with that type of game-changing speed. He's just going to be in the slot. He's just going to run across the field, they clear with the inside receiver, and then I thought for sure they're going to get him, and he just left the 2 Muskegon defenders.
Rubes, that's a heck of a catch.
I like the play design too. Maybe get another look at it in a bit, but they clear with the inside receiver on a vert, and they just run him on like a deep dig behind it. They flushed it out. He grabs the ball in his hands and he sets good hand check. Guess what he's doing now? He's holding for the extra point.
It's academic, and De La Salle climbs back in front by 7. My partner said earlier in the broadcast, it's about grabbing the football. Any better example of that than Damian King, the 4th, and then just pull away, giving his team a 7-point lead on its biggest stage of the year. Teams, players, and coaches work hard all week getting ready for the game, but so do the officials. Local officials meetings across the state every week help the men and women calling the action stay on top of their game. Let's give them the respect they deserve. Better yet, why don't you become one? Visit the MHSAA website for more information. There's help wanted. Just whistle. Good-looking crew here again tonight. Phil Jensen leading the way. Thomas King Jr., Gordon Gash, Jeff Weingartz, Brent Shoemate, Brian Jones, and Rozier Looney make up our refereeing crew here tonight.
Well, speed is at a premium. You saw 2 touchdowns that were due to just tremendous speed. Good catch by King, first of all, and a well-thrown ball by Sante Gasparoni. But, man, what you can do when you get in space with that type of speed is scary.
Another good kick by Robbie. Dan Roan is used to being in these situations, Rubes. He's got that championship pedigree, and it really kind of filters down to whatever team he's coaching. Of course, it started at West Catholic for him.
Yeah, look at the span from 17 to 2015, 4-time champ. Coach Roan, former Grand Valley State Laker. Free Press Coach of the Year in 2014. And he probably could have won it a couple times since, but I think they like to spread it out a little bit. You're truly one of the great younger coaches in the state of Michigan. I'm sure Dan will appreciate that I called him younger.
He told me that the first 5 weeks this year really helped him. Physical games, started all 4 games every down and were mentally and physically beat up, and they had to find a way to kind of gut their way through later on. Guy bouncing to the outside and run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Simply put, he's one of the best the state has really ever had.
Yeah, and I think in time, he'll be in the same breath as the Harringtons and the Max and the Fracasas because of his numbers. He's just a younger coach, hasn't been at it nearly as long. Yeah. But you give him 30, 35 years in this business, I think he'll be back here quite often.
You win 84% of your games, especially in the places he's coached, in the conferences he's coached.
And when he went to De La Salle, they were in a little disarray.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They are the team in which everybody else in the Catholic League, and you could argue in this division, are measured against.
They have a bullseye on them, there's no question. What they've accomplished. Now, let's look at this. 3rd and 4, Muskegon really needs to try to move the sticks here. I think sooner or later they're going to have to let Guy try to throw the ball, maybe some type of play fake, get him to the edge with a run-pass option, utilize his speed. If it's there, he can tuck it and go. If not, give him an easy throw, bring a tight end, maybe do a flood pass with the back of the tight end to the play side.
Completes about 49% of his passes on the year. A flag on the play, and they'll blow it dead.
Before the play, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
As Coach Fairfield thinking, this is hard enough trying to get 10 yards saved against these guys. It's difficult. Now we're going to get 15 on this set. A 3rd down and 9. They were throwing on 3rd and 4, so I'd assume we're going to see something similar here. Now, might be a good time for a screen. You got to get something. Maybe try to get your guys the ball in space. See if pressure's brought.
Guy toward the sideline. And drops shy of the 40-yard line.
What a beautiful throw. And Grant Brooks Jr. just could not come down with the ball. And Mackay Guy right there. He's dropping it. Maybe might double catch it, but he's not given a chance because Isaiah Jones is there with a rip and strip.
Good play by Jones, the junior. And another punting situation for Muskegon. And maybe more importantly, look at where Damian King or make it Phoenix Glasner standing. Right near midfield. Returnable. Oh! Spun around at the 45-yard line and a flag on the play. Pretty good field position for De La Salle, who already leads it 14-7. A message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers with De La Salle up by a touchdown.
This special presentation of the MHSAA football finals on Bally Sports Detroit is presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. So we know these two teams are some of the best in the state of Michigan, so we know some VIPs are going to be in the building. Look who I found, Khalil Pimpleton, all-state at Muskegon, all-MAC at Central Michigan. Khalil, it's great to see you. How you doing?
It's good to see you too, Natalie. Thanks for having me. I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here with us to cheer on your team here. I got to ask, for you to see your team out here, your alma mater, how great is it watching them in the state finals?
It's always great. You know, it's almost like a tradition almost every year. You know, after Thanksgiving, we take that ride out to Detroit. It's always a blessing to see these young men come out here and compete.
I understand you're still in the Muskegon area. Were you able to help the guys out at all this week, prepping them for this moment?
Yeah, a little bit. They allowed me to come out there and run around with the guys, give them a look. So it was fun to get out there and, help them prepare for the game.
How'd their defense fare with you out there?
Oh, they did pretty good. Just let them come out there, gave them some pointers, so it was good. They did pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see how they do here today. We're so happy to have you here, Khalil.
It's wonderful to be here. Yes, ma'am.
Shep, I'll send it back to you.
Really good player at Central Michigan. Now
I'm glad he's gone. I do Eastern. I'm sick of him. Antonio Brown, remember when he left?
Oh, boy.
Oh, that was great. We bought his ticket for him.
1st and 10 for De La Salle. From their own 45 after the penalty went against him on blocking in the back. Gasparoni, good run. And a 1st down carry and out of bounds. Pimpleton runs that camp on the west side of the state, elite skills camp. Gets a lot of well-known players out there to help him. Influencing, impacting children to this day. Good for him.
Boy, a lot of room up top.
Inside give. Not much happening there at all.
Shep, we're going to take another look here. Next play. Let's see, because it looks like they're keeping the same formation. And this is just really good job inside. They try to get numbers at the point of attack, but when the defender that time in Mackay Lennox Brooks comes from the edge with such quickness and such speed, closes and stops. Oh, I said 15, it was 16. Adrian Rankin, rather. The 5 and the 6 I got mixed. What I want to look at, we get a wide shot, is you got Damian King up here. This is him on an island. I'm thinking, man, I see that. I got to take a shot.
He'll swing it out. And inside the 30-yard line goes Phoenix Glasner.
It's not often. I've done a lot of Muskegon games over the past 30 years that you see them almost looking slow at times on defense compared to De La Salle. Dan Roan has a group of really fast young men this year, and they're able to split seams, make moves, get gaps, break tackles,
and move the chains.
But I think Dan just takes this matchup with Damian King outside, kind of puts it in his back pocket, and he knows he's going to take a shot when he wants to there.
Gasparoni himself. Maybe a gain of 1. Game tackled inside and led by Derikio Speech.
66 is Robert Mills. He makes the stop for Muskegon. 2nd and 9.
To the air he goes, and it is knocked away. Good defensive play on the outside by Keon Drummer.
Yeah, Drummer did a nice job. I thought he was in such good position he might go up and try to make a play on the ball. He ended up just trying to defend it, get the knockdown. But I think if he goes, but you know what? He did exactly what he should have, because he was able to, by going one arm, he got a little bit higher. He barely got a hand on the ball. It looked like he got more of it from up here. So really an outstanding play by Drummer.
3rd and long for De La Salle.
They don't need much for field goal range either. Robbie's such a big leg.
Gasparoni on a curl route. Glasner, first down.
This is just easy. This is like throwing a screen. You got a one-on-one matchup in the corner to this side. It's playing soft. You're going to see there's separation. So he just runs a 2-yard hitch, and Glasner gets the ball out quickly, and it helps when the defender slips too. Now, Shep, don't get me wrong, and Keon Drummer slips a little bit, which gives Glasner room. And it finally helps him, his friends. They get him down, but nice job on 3rd and long getting the first down.
Four wide receiver set for Sante Gasparoni. Looks right, throws on a slant route. Incomplete, intended for Damian King, the 4th.
When you look at Dan Roan's thing, he burns a lot of calories during the course of a game. He's over the last one. I know what the signals were, but he was jumping and swinging his arms. And I guess whatever that was, it meant a slant to Damian King, although Damian could not come up with it. Coach Roan very active. He's not one of these head coaches that has all his assistants that do everything. No. He wants his foot. He wants his input in that offense.
Gasparoni will keep it. Found a seam and barrels his way inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line. That's a load for De La Salle and a 1st and goal situation.
We call this running the darkness. He's looking for someone to hit. This is just quarterback ISO inside, and he's just looking for someone to try to truck. That's a physical running back who's playing quarterback, and he gives Dakarion Taylor more than he wants.
He'll keep it again. That's his 2nd touchdown run of the night.
What a nice hammer to swing if you're Dan Roan when you get in that red zone and then when you get inside the +10, to have a quarterback who wants physicality, who's not shying away from contact, and who will bury it, run downhill. It's just a little, I don't know what you call it, probably just inside zone play with the lead. And he finds a crease and buries it deep, and soon if the points after is good, it's going to be a 21-7 game.
Another 9-play drive. De La Salle, 9 plays, 45 yards, capped off by Gasparoni's 2nd touchdown run of the night.
Gasparoni started out a little bit slow, but he started to mount a pretty good half of football rushing it and also throwing it. He had the one long touchdown pass, the yak yards by King. Ended up making it about a 50-yard touchdown pass. There's a good look at him.
Big, strong, and productive.
Did Coach say if he was being any scholarship offers from anyone? Man, the way he can throw the ball, I think he's a minimum of a D2 kid.
Oh yeah.
I think he may be a MAC kid.
Yeah.
Especially with that body, he's college ready physically in high school.
Yeah.
6'2", 215.
That's a big body.
Yeah, that's a full-grown man. Now Muskegon's got to answer the bell here. It's like 21-7. They had the one big play, but Mackay Guy. But besides that, it's been a struggle offensively.
Another big kick. That'll go into the end zone. The other thing about Gasparoni is he steps into a situation, as much of a winning program as De La Salle is, it's a tough place to replace a guy like Brady Drogosh, who won back-to-back state championships as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's in Cincinnati. He's a big-time Division I quarterback. He could spin it. You lose Drogosh and you bring in Sante Gasparoni. You lose a little bit, but not a lot.
And Drogosh was a finalist for the Mr. Football Award. No problem for Gasparoni. He welcomes the challenge. He's done a heck of a job embracing it.
Well, I see the game plan for De La Salle. That's really get your ends up the field quickly, get your linebackers wide, and I think they might be exposing themselves a little bit in the middle. But, man, there's nothing. They're taking all that jet stuff away. You see that jet sweep, it's just not working. They're getting up the field, and the running backs are getting it, and they're running right into the De La Salle players.
Yeah, Dwayne Williams III is the guy who's really caused all kinds of havoc off the edge. And there they get him again. Another tackle for loss for De La Salle, whether it's outside or inside. This time it was Anthony Presnell.
We talk about getting penetration and getting up the field. You're going to see it right here. Inside penetration. Pellegrim's in there, but it really comes from the back. And that's just great effort. Great hustle. You see the big fella there.
But what a great story he is, Rubes. He tore his ACL as a freshman and a sophomore. And this year he's played in every game. Battling back. The guy floats it. He's got his big target. And a first down. Flag on the play.
Well, until that play, we'll see if it stands. Maybe defensive offside. I don't know. They didn't stop the play. No.
Terrence Davis on the catch at 6'4", 200.
Because if it's a motion or a formation, they usually stop the play on the offense. No, they're bringing her back.
During the play, ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's still third down.
Those are drive killers, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a look and see if it's big number 75. Okay, he's going to be right here. Let's keep an eye on him. Oh, my bad. Wrong side there, Shep, sorry. Right side. He's down, getting downfield a little bit. Yeah, that's... You know, from that angle, it's hard. You know, they usually give you a couple of yards, but if you're 3-4, they're going to call it.
3rd and 16. Guy sprints up the middle, floats it across the middle. He's got his man. Price tripped up close to the 45-yard line, but some breathing room for Muskegon in a must situation.
And Shep, that's got to give you some confidence if you're Shane Fairfield, head coach, because you just had 2 good pass plays in a row. And it's, you know, up to that, you had 13 yards of offense. The one long run by Mackay Guy was standing, and that's a throwback. You're never supposed to do that. Well, that time worked pretty well. It wasn't for the sniper. He might have kept going there, but he got, we used to call that the turf monster. Reaches up and grabs your shoe every now and then.
31 yards to the good to keep the ball in possession of Muskegon. Mackay Guy up the middle. Spun around at midfield.
Isn't it amazing, though? You have some success with the play in the passing game. Maybe it was a jet sweep or whatever it is. It seems to loosen defenses up. All of a sudden, they're just so honed in on getting up the field so hard. All of a sudden, now you get a good positive play or two. It slows them down a little bit, and then you can come back with the quarterback keep off the read.
I thought what was really impressive about that last throw from Guy is he comes up into the pocket, his eyes go down, then he has to relocate his receiver. That's not an easy thing to do.
But he kept trying to look downfield, and that's what most quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, want to just take off and run.
Yeah. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Guy still has it. Broke a tackle and then hit a big shoulder before he reaches the first down, or did he get enough? James Wallace lowered the boom on him.
Now the clock comes into play with 1:54. Muskegon does have all 3 timeouts, but remember, they're not predominantly a passing team. They're a run-first team, and we're going to see here.
Listen to this.
It's like going on a carnival ride, spinning on a football field. Ooh, little helmet to helmet. That's an owie, but Mackay Guy is tough. That's what the number one thing I always ask coaches. 3 characteristics.
And a jet sweep. Flag on the play.
Well, that's a late call, and I think the De La Salle coaches worked him hard, as we could hear up here with our sound on the side capturing it. They were working the hold from the beginning. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. It should be a spot foul from the hold.
During the play, Illegal block in the back on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
We'll see. Now we'll get a look here. Keep an eye on number 24, Terrence Davis Jr. right there. Now, the thing about that block, and I didn't see the beginning of it, if you engage in the front and the guy rolls on you, it's fine. Now that look, it's close. He had the one hand in the front. I don't know, but now the clock with 1:27 and running, I think you're in a passing situation.
1st and 20 for Mackay Guy. Flush from the pocket. Eyes downfield. Throws on the run. A comeback route at the 45-yard line. Brant Brooks Jr., who tied for a school record for touchdowns in a single season.
Yeah, I want to see that again because they keep the clock going. But I thought Brooks Jr., I thought he fumbled it before he went down. Then he picked it up and kind of went out of bounds. Let's take a look here. Here's a great ISO. Good job. He's supposed to come back, and he helps his quarterback. Keeps coming back to the ball. Look at that. Nice. Now, right, he makes a cut, but yeah, and then but he never had possession again. That's definitely a catch. The official kept the clock going, and Muskegon was forced to burn a timeout. Now, Shep, you got 2nd and 9. You're at midfield. You don't have a kicking game per se. I mean, you got to maybe, if you want a field goal attempt, got to be inside the 20, 15. You know De La Salle's coming. I think in this situation, I will get your thoughts. I think this time you try to, any type of screen you have, we see all the bubble screens, the funnel screens, the slip screens outside. I like the old screen to the one running back. Let that defensive line come in. Let that play develop down the field. They play, get all the defenders, run off, and then dump it to the back out of the backfield in the screen. Let them try to do something with it.
Well, they have enough weapons. There's no doubt about it. With Brooks and Davis and Price, you can go to any one of those with something like that.
That sounds like a law firm.
It does.
Well, you got right here now. Maybe take a look.
Down he goes.
They bring
a blitz from Robbie Armani. And it costs Muskegon big-time yardage.
What a great call. You're going to see number 7, Armani. They're going to bring him on a corner. He's right here, and he's going to come a beeline to the quarterback. No one's going to block him. All the protection slides down. And you see the two offensive linemen, one went one way, one the other, and they blocked each other. Yeah, but no one blocked number 7, Armani.
3rd and a ton. Guy sacked again. De La Salle wants a timeout. Jacob Turr with all kinds of pressure, just unable to block the big fella up front.
This front of De La Salle has been dominant. We're going to look here. Initially, a little bit of time, but you see a quarterback that's been hit a lot now. You see how he got happy feet, Shep? He was set. Instead of keeping his eyes down the field, he's looking to get out of jail. He wants to get outside that pocket where he feels confined, get outside and try to make something happen with his legs instead of just staying there, maybe stepping up and taking a shot down the field. But it's hard to blame the young man. Mackay Guy has taken so many shots. And, and I said, he always talk to the coaches, and they tell you, said, yeah, you're probably just saying that. But the number one thing he said was tough as nails. Well, against this team, he better be, because De La Salle has taken liberties hitting him the entire evening.
Well, that combo of Jacob Turr and Dwayne Williams III has been unstoppable so far. Turr is a big, strong kid, 6'3", 245, getting D1 looks already, and just a junior. But he is quick and uses his hands exceptionally well. 3 sacks now for De La Salle, 8 tackles for losses so far for their defense.
He's talking to his offensive lineman right now and said, fellas, listen, we got a shot in this game, but you got to give me something. You got to give me some time. Stay, you're so big, just make sure you're in front of them, make them run around you at least. Give me something, because I can make some plays down the field. I've shown that in the last couple of drives. I can find open receivers, but you have to do a better job in pass pro.
See if De La Salle tries to come after this punt right here with only 21 seconds remaining in the half. Glasnow is back at about his 26. He'll take it and try to return it. He'll slide down at the 27 to give his offense a little bit of time. 13 seconds remain. They got one timeout remaining. Get to know Belleville's all-world junior quarterback Bryce Underwood at the half. He's the #1 ranked junior quarterback in America, and some say he's the #1 junior player in the nation. Of course, his team will play at 7 o'clock tomorrow against Southfield A&T for Division I bragging rights. We'll also preview tomorrow's 4-game slate of championship games here on Valley Sports. It's coming up at the half, plus coaches inside the locker room. Dan Roan will talk with Natalie Kerwin walking off, get his thoughts on the first half of play. Has to be pleased with his quarterback's play. He's run for 2 and passed for another.
I'll be shocked if De La Salle tries anything risque at all. I think it's going to be a handoff, take a knee, there you go. You got a 21-7 lead. You played extremely well. Your defense was outstanding except for one play. One play you allowed. It was an explosive play, but it's a 21-7 game.
The leadership
Kai guy,
of
yeah,
Kai
you're
guy
right
there.
Great, Shep, great. Yep, trying to pick him up a little bit. Tell him, hey, we're all right. You know, we've done well all year. We got a chance. You just got to give me a little bit more time. I'm sure they'll address it, Coach Fairfield, when he gets in the locker room a little bit more. And I think we're going to have Natalie Kerwin's going to hunt down Dan Rowan in a minute here, Shep. But overall, that young man right there, Sante Gasparoni, better than I thought I was going to see. I didn't get a chance to watch any game film on him. I did watch him early in the year against Davison in the game, which they were down at 14-0 at half, and then there was like a lightning delay, and they didn't play the next day, and Davison came back and won. But that, you know, that's a little bit of not cheating, but they had time to change your whole game plan because nothing was working for Davison. They were getting shut down, but Jake Weingart did a good job of using that time to help his team.
Pretty darn good, and a good first half for Dan Roan and De La Salle. 21-7, his team leads, and he's with Natalie Kerwin.
Dan, 3 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. How much are you appreciating the defensive effort from your guys right now?
You know, I think a lot of times our defense seems underrated. They fly around and make a lot of plays, and Brandon Bush, our defense coordinator, does a great job. You know, we let the quarterback slip out on the one. He's a tremendous athlete, and he's going to make plays. So if we misfit any run, which we talked about early in the week, they're going to break it for a big play. And we missed the running back on the wheel, another little breakdown. But, you know, if we stay solid, stay disciplined, I think we can keep holding them back.
Sante Gasparoni ran for 2, passed for 1. What do you like out of your QB right now?
You know, I like that he's letting the plays happen. You know, he's not really pressing it. You know, I know they're bringing some blitzes. They've moved some coverages around. They've done a few things different. We haven't ran the ball really well, so we've had to rely on him. And, you know, Damian King's a special kid. Phoenix Glasnow got going a little bit. So I think if we continue to spread the ball around, take a lot of pressure off the quarterback, we can make some big plays.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck in the next half.
Thank you.
All right, Shep, up to you guys in the booth.
Dan Roan and De La Salle had some shorter practices this week. It seemed to work for his team. They are fresh, and they are on top. They lead at 21-7. Gasparoni's been huge, but the defense special for De La Salle as well. It's 21-7 in the Division II title game here on Valley Sports. We're back to Ford Field right after this.
The MHSAA football finals on Valley Sports Detroit are brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, think Ford first, and by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer. You guys are going to want to stick around and watch tomorrow because there are 3 Mr. Football candidates playing in tomorrow's state final games, starting with A.J. Martell, a running back out of Mason, Isaiah Marshall, a quarterback from Southfield A&T, and Bryce Underwood, the only underclassman. He's a junior quarterback at Belleville. And speaking of Bryce Underwood, he has been dubbed a unicorn for the plays he can make on the football field. He's a junior QB at Belleville. He's one of the top recruits in the nation, #1 in his class. He's incredible for what he can do. I got the chance to sit down and talk with the 2-time state champion and Mr. Football candidate to hear if unicorns really do exist.
Just looking back at my hard work, like from when I was younger, it just shows me, like, to this day, like, this is the reason, like, you're who you are right now.
So what is it that makes you so good? What makes you #1?
Unicorn. I'm one of a kind. I'm able to take whatever I want to take on the field. So
Underwood still has it. Made a man miss. He is gone.
Well, Bryce, this whole set up for you. #1 player in the country deserves the best.
definitely.
Do you feel like you're the #1 player in the country?
Honestly, like, sometimes things still don't hit me. Like, my freshman state championship haven't hit me yet.
They've won it all.
Or from last year's championship, it still hasn't hit me.
Back to back for Belleville.
Probably as soon as I wrap high school up, it all hit me like, boom. Like, dang, where I always dreamed of being at.
That young man, Bryce Underwood, #1 QB and the #1 player.
Overall prospect, #1 quarterback, 5-star.
When you hear that ranking, what comes to your mind?
When I see it, it's crazy because I was looking up my name probably when I was younger, and I was seeing 1 or 2 pictures of me, and it was from my Instagram. So it was like, yeah, it's crazy now. Everybody's posting stuff about me. Bryce Underwood this, Bryce Underwood that. If it's good or bad news, I'm taking it.
How have you handled all of this pressure with media attention, being the #1 player in the country? There's a big spotlight on you.
It's a blessing, so I'm enjoying it fully. I gotta completely embrace it. But it's certain things like, I don't walk around, oh, yeah, I'm #1, so treat me as such. No, I'm still a regular person, still give you the respect that you deserve, definitely so.
State championship your freshman year, 6 total touchdowns. You feel like after that game is when Bryce Underwood became the Bryce Underwood we're seeing right now?
Honestly, I felt that before, honestly. It was just people had to open their eyes to it.
Unloads downfield. Caught! In stride! Touchdown, Belleville!
That day, it was history in Belleville even making it to the state championship. They came short a few years straight before, and then I was the freshman to push them over the humps.
I think if you look up the word impressive in the dictionary, it's going to have a picture of number 19.
Has there been a moment where you truly felt like, okay, I am #1, I deserve this?
This year, I was leaving out of the game. After we won, you got at least 50 to 100 kids lined up waiting on me to sign stuff, and it was like a dream come true because just to have kids looking up to me is that same situation. It's like I can do nothing but give back to the kids because that's what I wanted as a kid.
With 2 titles under your belt now and a possibility for a 3rd,
right?
What would it mean to you to win that 3rd title?
That I have to win the 4th one. That's what it's putting on me. Sending all my seniors out with the ring is crazy.
Underwood, yes! Belleville will have the chance to defend their crown.
And now it's only right for me to leave out with 1 as well as my senior year. So
we're not even at the 3rd. You're already thinking of the 4th.
definitely.
You know, if you won all 4 as the starting QB, you'd break a record. You'd be the only one to do it.
That's crazy. That's when it hit me. That's probably when it hit me. To be the first 7, yeah. That'll probably hit me.
So when all is said and done here at Belleville, you graduate, what do you hope your legacy will be?
To be the greatest in all titles, you know. Going through, leaving Michigan, being the #1 player to ever come out of Michigan history, period.
So guys, will Bryce Underwood become the first quarterback in state history to win 3 straight titles in Division I? Be sure to tune in tomorrow on Valley Sports Detroit and the Valley Sports app. 7 o'clock, we got the D1 showdown as Belleville faces off against Southfield A&T. And you know what? We got another underclassman quarterback doing big things today. Look at this, Sante Gasparoni jumping right through the line. He's got it easy. De La Salle up 21-7 at halftime. The MHSAA football finals on Valley Sports Detroit are brought to you by Glassman Automotive. Got it at Glassman. All right, let's reset all the champions of today's state final game, starting with D8. Ubley won their first title in school history. Look at that. Amazing. Then we got the D4 game, Grand Rapids South Christian and Harper Woods. Well, Harper Woods took their first win in state history as well. D6, that game just got over with. Kingsley took that one over Almont. And then we're currently in the D2 finale to cap this day off. De La Salle up 21-7. We got plenty more coming back in this next half. Stay tuned, you guys.
21-7, Warren De La Salle leads Muskegon at the break in Division II. Shane Fairfield had to make some adjustments at the half. He's here to talk about them with Natalie Kerwin.
Hey, Coach Fairfield, just the one long explosive play from Mackay in that first half. How do you get more of those going?
Oh, we got to stay behind the penalty. We get penalties, we start driving the ball, we get a penalty here and there, and that sets us back, and our first down plays aren't very, efficient, so we're always standing behind the sticks, so you can't really set stuff up. So they're doing a great job defensively right now, and we just got to find a way to get into our playbook a little bit and keep them on their heels, and then we'll be all right.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shep.
Both these coaches have won 84% of their games in their careers. They're outstanding coaches. Their teams are outstanding as well, but De La Salle has the upper hand as we get set to start the third after this. First half highlights brought to you by Wallside Windows. Ribs, you told us when we first came on the air, quarterbacks were the key. That's why you're an analyst.
Hey, foot on the gas. You see Gasparoni in the run for the touchdown. But this young man is something special. Mackay Guy breaks free for a long, long run, but that was the highlight for the Muskegon offense. Let's not fool ourselves. It's been a struggle. Yeah. But you look here at Gasparoni once again, tucks it, he throws it, Damian King. Talk about something special? Let me be redundant. That man is too. Number 2, only a sophomore, is able to take it to the house, and then finishing off, Gasparoni once again says, you got a little white jersey there? Let me just run it over.
No electric vehicles at Warren De La Salle, man. It's all about putting the pedal to the metal, and for Gasparoni, putting that gas to the pedal has him up 21-7. Dan Roan, his team up 14, needs one half more to make it a three-peat. What did he say to his team? Our cameras were in the locker room.
Hey, put this first half away. Don't worry about the score. Don't worry about any situations. Know what you did wrong and don't make the same mistake. Again, play fast, play aggressive. Think of this situation as 0-0. Two great football teams going to go at it for 2 quarters. 24 minutes for a memory for the rest of your life. Seniors, lead us to victory. Let's go get this one. Let's go!
Rubes has taken his jacket off, his tie off, and his shirt off. He's ready to go play for Dan Roan right now.
The jacket and tie would have been enough, Shep. But thank you. No, that's a great speech. I like it. Seniors, take us to victory. Take us out. Let's go. It's your time, fellas.
Muskegon will have something to say about it, though. Destin Piggy and DeGarian Taylor are back deep.
Oh, we saw it the last game we did. Coming out of the half, it was, what was it, like 20-3 or something? And Almont was able to get a quick touchdown on the return, and then they ended up getting another touchdown and crawl right back in the game. Let's see what Muskegon and Coach Fairfield have up their sleeve for the second half.
Returnable from the 5. Piggy bouncing to the outside. And a good way to start the third for Muskegon. Let's see if the Big Reds offense can get going a little bit. Mackay Guy, the quarterback, the senior who also runs the point on the basketball team, has the lone touchdown for Muskegon. An 80-yard touchdown sprint that at the time tied it at 7 before De La Salle scored back-to-back touchdowns in the second. Jacob Price, the lone tailback in a 3-point stance behind him, gets the call. And they continue to really test the middle of that De La Salle defense. There's just nothing there. Sam Wakula, number 6 in black, came up, made the stick.
Well, you have Jacob Turr and Anthony Presnell, and then you got Drogosh and Wakula. That's the heart and soul of his defense. You talk to Dan Roan, those are 4 of his studs up front, and any of the inside zone game is gone. A lot of confidence in your corners. Look at the tight man-to-man coverage they're using outside. If I'm Shane Fairfield, I got to try to take a shot sometime.
An option to Piggy. Broke a tackle. Snuck inside a would-be tackler to the 47-yard line. A good gain on second down. Robbie Ermani made the tackle.
This is a nice job on the option because you're going to see the first fake inside. Right there, stop. You see the defensive lineman take that, so now that means he's going to pull. So now he's got to option this guy, let it go. Right now when he makes him close, and then Piggy does a good job of giving him a little dead leg and using that speed to get to the edge. Good play offensively.
Price will lose a yard. There's Jacob Tour again. Big 99 has been a menace all night long.
Yeah, it's a decision, but I think if I'm Shane Fairfield, I got to go. Because if I can't pick up this one, I'm probably not going to win this game anyways. That I'm getting handled up front defensively. We have to try to make a stand here. At the bare minimum, you do a hard count, but I have no problem with him going for it. But I keep the ball in my quarterback's hand because he's a physical runner.
You don't want to run at 99 in black, though. They're trying the edge. Nice cutback. He's gone. Mackay Guy, his second touchdown run of the night. And Muskegon's back in it.
We talked about keep it in your best player's hands, and they do. It's just a little inside zone. Nothing's there. And this is just, I'm an athlete, I'm a football player, and I'm cartoon quick. And I'm going to take it to the house, but that's an ad-lib. There's no play designed to run up to the middle, get stopped, let's go 3 yards to the right, and then cut again. That's just having a feel for the game.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. An 80-yard sprint to pay dirt for Mackay Guy, and a 52-yard run.
Well, this is designed. This is just inside zone. It's designed for him to just go here, but it's not going to be there. Then he's going to go here, then bye-bye. So let it go. It's nothing there. Bounce it outside. Over pursue. Now I'm going to cut back, and I'm going to go for a sprint. Some good closing speed there by James Wallace, but not enough. And Mackay Guy has been the guy for Muskegon tonight. There's no question about it.
2 touchdown drives for Muskegon, both of them quick. The touchdown came on an 80-yard sprint, 13 seconds, and the other one capped off a 4-play, 61-yard drive as he continues to keep his team fired up.
Well, I do the math. If you take this one out and this one out, I find 43 yards of offense. But you don't get to take those out. Those happen because of that young man right there. And Dan Roan, we talked, in our keys to the game, his fear was the explosive plays. You have to diffuse them. He's given up 2, and that's the reason Muskegon is still in this game.
Mackay Guy has rushed it 14 times for 130 yards and the 2 Muskegon touchdowns. New ball game, 7-point difference. Glasner from the 10. They caught up to him, and he was spun around at the 26-yard line. First offensive possession of the 3rd for De La Salle, and here it comes. Dan Rhodes said earlier in the week, we have to play just about perfect. Our focus has to be at a different level because it's going to be harder this time against Muskegon than it was in week 2. Their talent and the way they run their offense, the different looks they give us. Batanti with the first carry of the 3rd for De La Salle, and he goes nowhere. Good fill by Deshaun Wallace-Oaks.
Doing a nice job on the edge. That time you saw when Batanti got the ball, he wanted to try to bounce it outside. We're going to see a good job here, and then you're going to see some defensive back flying up really hard on the edge. So he bounces it outside. That's number 28 Shep coming up. Keyshawn Drummer. A nice job coming up and supporting.
Dropped.
All right, Shep, you and I have discussion. I'm not a momentum guy. You know that. I'm a confidence guy. And what I say is teams start to play better because they get confidence, and confidence comes from having some success. They had success with the long run by Guy. All of a sudden, we're feeling better about things. You get a couple good defensive plays. Why weren't those, you don't need momentum to make what you need is guys starting to make plays, and that's what this Muskegon team is doing right now.
Defense kind of feeding off what the offense did. It's 3rd and long.
You got to see. Look at this, right here. They got a little double, a little over/under on Damian King. They understand where they can be hurt.
Gasparoni looks to his left. Needs some help. Finds it in a comeback route, but shy of the first down. That was Joey Mantilla.
How about that respect for Damian King, though? That's a sophomore. That's drawing double coverage from the secondary Muskegon.
Dan Roan's team will have to punt it away. A 3 and out on his first possession here in the 3rd.
I think he's a little bit frustrated with the route being coming up 2 yards short of where the sticks were. And receiver, especially in a scramble situation, you have to have a little more awareness and make sure you get the depth you need.
Good punt. Piggy over the shoulder grab at the 16-yard line. We've had a possession per side. Muskegon scored. De La Salle turned away. New ball game on Valley Sports in D2.
Welcome back into Ford Field. A big part of Muskegon's offense is number 6, Destin Piggy. He's been a part of the varsity team since his sophomore year, and his dad has played a huge role in his life in playing football. Well, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, his dad passed away, and he just changed to his dad's number. He played at Muskegon, so he's now number 6, which was his dad's when he was there back in the day. So now Destin's a senior, and he's hoping to win a state championship in honor of his dad, and hopefully we keep seeing him make good plays out there today, you guys.
Yeah, another great story, and he's impactful offensively and on special teams. Let's see what he and the Muskegon offense can do here down 7. That's Piggy in motion. And a flag on the play.
Before the play, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, this is, you see outside, that was Hendricks, the wide receiver. He had a little bit of jump. He was on Eastern Standard Time. The play was on Central Standard Time.
Long field on a 1st and 15, and now De La Salle jumps off sides.
Before the play, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
We saw this in the first half. They decided a nice play on first down, get about a 6-7 yard loss against Muskegon, then they jumped off and gave 5 right back. So we're right back to where we started, Shep. 1st and 10. That last play before the motion penalty was kind of neat. They brought Piggy in motion behind, like the tailback position, but then they were going to bring it back this way. The option was coming right back where he came.
Mackay still has it, and he's tripped up. Robbie Ermani on Mackay Guy. And a loss of about 4 or 5.
Dan Roan had talked about fitting up, having proper fits. And on that run, if you remember what it looked like when he bounced it outside, all of a sudden all those fits that you have are gone because it becomes almost a scramble play in the run game. And that's when Mackay Guy was able to stretch it wide, get people over pursuing and cut back. Well, they're doing a much better job in this series of fitting it.
He still has it up the middle. Flag on the play. He's wrestled down shy of the 20.
I'm going to guess it's going to be number 30 got held. That's Dwayne Williams because I can see his entire shoulder pad. There's a good look. Dwayne's just leaving it out for effect to make sure the officials have the right call.
During the play, holding on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still second down.
Muskegon's going the wrong way.
Now we're going to look here. It's Nakai Wynn right up the top, 75. He's kind of off. And he does the WWF takedown, and good call by the officials right on the spot. And it's a shame because there's actual positive run play from Mackay Guy. And I think Mackay Guy should have been a little more clear when he was telling his offense, listen, we need a better job blocking, but you can't tackle, because that was purely a tackle by the big fella. Oh, he's got him in the middle.
20. He does. It's caught. He's gone. Touchdown, Dustin Piggy.
Well, you could see this early on, as my partner knows because I stopped on his call. It's just a little play action, and they let him go. Armani releases him. It's a beautiful throw, and even better catch by Piggy. But right on the fingertips, amazing thing, Shep, he kept his balance. I can see catching that ball, but I'd have been doing somersaults after it.
Extra point is blocked, but we got a flag on the play.
I think they got there a little quick. Once again, they were, I think De La Salle was on, I said Eastern time. They left early in that situation to get the block, so it should be a do-over, because they blew the play dead, so the block never happened. The whistles came prior to the play. I was asking Shane Fairfield, maybe you think about going for two in this situation. You pick up half the distance to the goal line. It's tempting. You could take the lead. How about this half? What a way to come out for Muskegon. The explosive. Those coaches, sometimes I forget, they are smart. You know, Dan Rowan, the things he feared is exactly what's coming to fruition here in this game by Muskegon. 3 huge plays.
During the kick, personal foul, defense, hurdling, half the distance to the goal, retry the point after.
Coming right up the middle, you're going to see. And that's not even who blocked it. That was number 6. That was Sam Wakula. But he's not the one that blocked it. The block came off the edge.
Right, Robbie Armani got it. But they're going to go for the tie here. And they get it. Muskegon looks like a different team offensively here in the third.
Well, you know, when you win and you have success and you have big plays, everyone has to participate. We're going to pause it right here. Keep an eye right here on Jacob Price. That's a pretty bad circle. Watch the block he gets, because if not, this is going to be a sack by Conduct. Great job getting penetration, but better job of protecting. And what a great move getting up the field by Piggy. And I'm telling you, once again, number 4, James Wallace has got some scoots, because he came from about 10 yards back and almost caught Piggy.
Big plays have been the name of the game tonight for Muskegon. An 80-yard touchdown run, a 52-yard touchdown run, and a 94-yard pitching catch has tied it up at 21.
Well, we got our wish. We got to be witness to a great second half. We've already, had what, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes so far. And De La Salle, how do they handle sudden change? How do they handle the big plays against them? Things have been going their way. Your offense is feeling good. Gasparoni's getting yards and getting touchdowns. Now let's see what happens here.
They kick it toward Phoenix Glassman. Broke a tackle, but not another. Dropped at the 24-yard line. Now a message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Now with Holiday Cash, returning AZ Plan Escape lessees can lease an Escape for $239 a month for 24 months. See your Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
Sante Gasparoni owned the first half for De La Salle. It has been Mackay Guy owning the second half so far for Muskegon in a deadlock Division II grudge match.
They got him spread out a little bit. You got a light box, only 5 in the box because of the 4 wide out look. Got trips to the right and 1 high left.
Anthony Battanti is the lone running back for De La Salle. They're going to throw it.
Ooh, that could be a flag.
And it was a flag.
Yeah, Dakarian Taylor, along with, actually it was a Deshaun Wallace Oaks, number 20. Coming over the top of the receiver. Is good coverage, except that he just
during
got
the
there a little
play,
bit soon.
Pass interference on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, they're just trying to throw the quick slant to the 3 receiver. Can come right into the screen just a little bit too soon.
Throw it again, this time to the outside man for a pickup of about 4. Damian King, the 4th on the receiving end. Keon Drummer on the coverage. And King, the 4th, is hurt. That would be a massive loss for De La Salle's offense.
Could be a cramp. I'm hearing yelling. You know, take a look at this, Shep. See, catches the ball. Yeah, kind of gets twisted, lands awkwardly a little bit.
He will limp to the sidelines. De La Salle's got some depth now, so that helps them a little bit, but tough to replace the playmaker of this young man's ability.
I hope we see him. I really hope we see him back in this game because he is fun to watch.
It'll be the kicker, B.B. Ravi, who's into the ball game and split wide to the wide side of the field for De La Salle. 2nd down and 4 for him. To the edge. Ooh, and they caught up quickly, didn't they? Joey Mantilla.
That looked like Night Train Lane.
Yeah.
Former, like back when they tried to behead people. That's Dakarian Taylor coming up from his safety position. This is the guy who leads him interception. 6 INTs this year. This is not an INT. This is a tackle and finishing it. Now, big 3rd down and 2. I'm thinking Gasparoni.
You're thinking right. And you're thinking 1st down as he muscles his way into Muskegon territory.
This junior quarterback at 215 has a nice little knack for finding a soft spot and then just burying it and getting in there and getting all that's offered by that defense. Enough to move the sticks.
Not so deep. Quarterback.
Looking right, throwing on a slant route. It's caught and then fumbled. Muskegon picked it up.
Big hit, big hit. Big turn of events too. It's going to be a 1st down on the 35, and is that still a big red player down? Glasner's got it. He gets hit low, he gets high, and the ball comes out. So he really didn't get hit bad. He got twisted, but the tackle was right on the ball.
Drummer knocked it loose and then helped recover it as well.
Here's another look. The ball was already coming out. And that's because of the strip and rip in coverage, and Glasner lying down for a little bit, but he's okay. It's actually, I believe it's a Muskegon player. Yeah, that's Dakarian.
Dakarian Taylor. Yep. Just taking some deep breaths. He looks like he's going to be all right. You always want those playmakers to stay in the ball game. I like watching good players play. He's all right. What a turn of events. The big playability on the part of Muskegon.
has changed the flow of the game.
You know, Shep, we talked in the opening, one of the keys was that the big fella's got to be larger than life. That really hasn't happened. I don't think the offensive line play in Muskegon has been great. I think it's the athletes with the ball that have made them successful, but you needed to steal some possessions, and Shane Fairfield knew that. That's a steal right there, because not only do you steal it, you stop them from possible points. They're on the plus 35 going in. All of a sudden now you have the ball back, and you get this offense that's been much better in the second half than they were in the first, back on the field.
Told us before the game we're playing with a lot of confidence. We found our identity. They're looking for their first lead of the night on this drive. Up the middle, minimal yardage. Samuel Kula at the bottom of that pile. Guy still has it. He's electric, and he's tripped up in De La Salle territory.
Mackay Guy doing a nice job reading it. The little zone read here. Let's watch. He's going to come down the line. He puts it in. He sees Williams collapse, and then he just gives a little deadlight to Armani, who kind of bites on it. I say deadlight, that's where you kind of raise up, give a little shake like you're going to cut, but then you keep going. And it just slows the defender down long enough for you to use the speed to get to the edge. And well, he's fun, isn't he? He's fun to watch.
Picked up 17. It's Price.
Get the ball.
Wrestled down by Williams.
Price, that's almost a 4-yard gain when you get hit at 1. 3 yards, tough yards after contact by Jacob Price, who's paying the price. Look at that.
Mackay Guy still has it. Feels his way. Found a seam and spun around at the 31-yard line for a first down.
If I could get Mackay Guy in Madden, I might take him. Watch this. This is just an inside zone for the quarterback. He reads it. A good job blocking that time. Staying on the block was McGill Botoyo doing a nice job. And we haven't talked enough. I was on the big guys a little bit, but you got Wynn, Brooks, Williams, Botoyo, and Harris up front. Seem to be doing a better job of staying on a little bit longer, and I'm not seeing that quick penetration as much by De La Salle.
That's a gaudy average. He wiggles his way to the outside and driven out of bounds.
You know, Armani had him again dead to rights for no gain, and he just does that little pause, hesitation, and accelerates. He's able to get to the corner and get 3 yards out of really what I thought was going to be no gain.
This is the Muskegon team you have seen over the last 12 weeks. They're playing much faster. Better tempo. 2nd and 7.
Now, a little bit different. You're seeing this coverage get a little bit deeper. There you go. You see a little shell. They're not up in man quite as much as they were.
Guy still has it and run over at the 25.
Third down and 4. With 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's one of those big plays, Shep. I mean, you have to get positive yards. I think if they get positive yards here, they're going to go for it on 4th. If they lose yards, I'm not sure. Then it puts you into more of a passing situation, which is not their MO. So let's see here what Shane Fairfield dials up.
It's Price. And he's driven backwards. He won't get it.
He's got 2.
Jacob Tour, first one to greet him. Big number 99 from his defensive tackle position. He's been outstanding all day long.
Well, they got 2. So last time they're in this situation, I said, you got to keep it in 3's hand. And De La Salle knows it.
Yeah.
The coaches on both sides know it. But you still have to be able to stop it. People always say, if they know what's coming, how do you stop it? Well, the Packers had 3 plays back in the old NFL in the early, late 60s. They ran power sweep, but they knew it was coming, but they could execute. Let's see if they can execute here.
Guy to the air. lofting for the corner, and it is caught! Touchdown Muskegon, their first lead of the night.
You talk about being the guy, he is Mackay. What a throw, but what a call by Shane Fairfield. 4th and 2, and you're going to throw the deep fade route. Not just trying to move the sticks, going for the jugular.
Extra point is no good, but it's not going to spoil the celebration of Muskegon. Mackay guy has been that guy. Big plays all night long from their quarterback. This one, helped out by Dakarian Taylor, hauls it in to give the Big Reds a big 6-point lead and momentum at Ford Field. Time for the Menards big money moment. Tough to pick one, Rubes, but Mackay guy is in the middle of it.
Yeah, Mackay does a great job. He just steps and throws and gives it so much air, it allows Dakarian Taylor to get down the field. But look at this. You don't have to protect when you catch it and throw it, but he gave it so much height. He could throw it when Dakarian was only in about the 15-yard line. But watch this. Here's important. He has it, hand strength, hits the ground, never loses control of the ball. He's able to stay with it. Tremendous job.
That's some beautiful
and that's
stuff
good coverage.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
You look at David Williams, you're saying, well, he's just got beat. But, man, that is good coverage. David Williams is there. He does everything he's supposed to, but say he misses the ball by about 1.5 inches. And if it's not for a great catch, it's just a good defensive play.
What a beautiful grab that was from Taylor. 20 consecutive points reeled off by Muskegon. Oh, and a mistake by De La Salle. Damian King, the 4th, tried to catch it in bounds. Instead, he goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That ball was headed for out of bounds. A loss of about 15 yards or 25 yards.
That's just spatial awareness. You need to know that you're by the sidelines. And I thought he did because he's kind of choking down his steps like he doesn't want to go out of bounds. Just let it go. You're going to have the ball in the 35-yard line. That's a 25-yard mistake. But there's a lot of game, and if anyone can make up for it, number 2 can.
De La Salle held scoreless so far here in the 3rd. Swing it out. A pickup about 3 for Skylar Hunter. Gasparoni, they took away his first option, and he slides his way to the 16-yard line.
That's a smart play. Gasparoni slid because actually we marked him back at the 15 where he started his slide, because he might get another yard or so, but he was going to take a shot by the 2 inside linebackers in Muskegon if he tried to pick up that extra yard.
Key 3rd down and 5 for De La Salle.
Man, it seems like right here they're leaving the 3 receiver uncovered and walking that linebacker out pretty quick though.
A dart dropped. Robbie had it right in his belly. That's the 2nd key drop here for De La Salle.
Absolutely. We saw one early in the game by Glasnow, I think it was, and then that one by Robbie. That's another beautiful throw. They just run him on skinny from the outside, from the 1 spot. He's going to be the wide out farthest left. They show the bubble to try to draw the secondary up a little bit to defend the bubble and just throw behind it.
Low kick. Good field position for Muskegon.
Hey, interesting, huh? How the field position in the first half. Remember, De La Salle kept forcing 3 and outs by Muskegon. They would punt, and De La Salle was starting at the 50, the 48 going in. Now it's kind of switched where Muskegon's getting a good field position.
Shane Fairfield said as much, but look at how the offense has clicked here in the third after the halftime adjustments, and the defense has been a force.
Now De La Salle with only 203 yards compared to, what is that, like 320 something. I think at the time they took the graphic away. I was adding it up in my head, but this is an offense that has totally flipped the switch in the second half.
Well, Shane Fairfield told us during the week, he said, look, first game against De La Salle, field position was huge. We gave him too good a field position. It was in the first half. Muskegon's taking advantage here in the second half. Mackay Guy dropped for no gain. Anthony Presnell made the tackle.
A lot of these yards have been coming through the air now. So now it's second and long. If you're De La Salle and you're Dan Rowan, you got to be thinking, all right, this is not a team that's just going to keep running the ball, pounding the ball. They're going to take some shots down the field. And they're going to try to find the matchup they like.
Price had an opening and broke a tackle. Sidesteps his way, still on his feet, and inside the 20 on a spectacular run.
And it finally popped. I was talking about going up top, but they kept feeding the run, and they're going to go inside. Let's watch here. This is the point of attack. It's just going to be nice inside, and he hits it. And is able to break the arm tackle. Coming up that time, not be able to finish the play with Sam Wakula. And then the rest is just up to Jacob Price. He's just like a pinball bouncing around a little bit, but that's a nice job. Hey, and kudos to Shane Fairfield not giving up on the run game. I thought they would start going up top, and that's what I said, and I was incorrect. He just kept feeding the run, and they're able to finally pop Price. That's the best run for the running backs here this evening.
That was a gain of 27. It was De La Salle up 21-7 at the break. The second half has been all Mackay Guy and Muskegon. Big play after big play. And they have the lead and are looking for more when we start the fourth at Ford Field when we come back. We talked so much about the skill players, but the offensive line has been better in the second half.
Oh, they have. You know, you can see the pressure that De La Salle was getting in the first half, and all good leaders like Mackay Guy, he will talk to the fellas in front. Not yell at them, not scold them, just talk to them, pump them up a little bit, say, fellas, give me a little bit of room and I'm going to do some work. And we saw that early on in the second half, and it hasn't stopped. They're giving enough time in the pocket, not just opening holes in the run game, but in the passing game. Allows him to get the big play down the middle of the field. And that is what you do as a leader, and that's how people respond to leaders. They step up for you.
The third longest touchdown pass in finals history, that Mackay Guy touchdown you saw moments ago. Now they hope to continue to do it. I guess the bigger question too for De La Salle fans is what has gone wrong? Why aren't we able to move the football like we did in the first half?
A lot just with the quarterback play of Mackay Guy. Mackay Guy has just been tremendous, moving the ball around, making people miss. The blocking has gotten a little bit better up front, Shep. Not a lot better, but the penetration of De La Salle has been slowed down a little bit because of the passing ability of Muskegon. Completing passes is the best way to slow any defense down.
Price up the gut, inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
All of a sudden, those 1-yard runs, there's no gains, are popping for 6, 8 yards. And the big bodies up front, we talked about that 287-pound average, leaning on those defensive linemen. They're getting a little bit gassed here. And let's not forget, Muskegon's been on the field a lot more here in the second half. So that means the De La Salle defense has been on the field a lot more.
Yeah, those road graders are getting it done. Miguel Botello, number 77, an EMU commit, getting it done at the left guard spot. This time, De La Salle snuffed it out.
Well, you saw a shift right before the snap of the ball, so some recognition, something in their defensive game planning. When they saw the formation or the movement, they slid over a gap, and they're able to stop it for little or no gain. A couple big plays, 3rd and 2, Muskegon. If I'm 3rd and 2 down here, I just keep the ball in number 3's hands twice. I think he's going to get something done in the run game.
Price, untouched, touchdown.
got it. What a job in the read game. And we're going to see him go for 2. And watch this. Williams is going to take an inside path, and Armani's going to come up, and there's just going to be a lane right between them. Let it go. He gets pushed down inside. Armani has quarterback, so he lets the inside handoff go. And I wonder if Williams was supposed to try to duck under that block because that opened up the hole.
Illegal motion against Muskegon as they set up to go for 2.
Before the play, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
And here's another look here. You watch the read. He sees Armani coming, the quarterback. See, look at number 7 right in blue or black, whatever color that is. What is that, black, Shep?
Black.
See number 7 in black. When he comes at the quarterback, as a quarterback, you give it. Let it go. You know you're going to get hit if you keep it. So great job in the read game.
Now they'll kick the extra point with Adrian Ramos Velasquez. And another flag.
Defensive offside. De La Salle. Whatever one give it, they take it away.
Yeah.
It seems
like that's the way it's been all night. And now they'll pull the special teams off and bring the 2-point conversion squad on.
Before the play, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
Start thinking ahead when De La Salle gets the ball back. Do you start with still 10:43? Do you start slinging it around? Do you put it on Gasparoni's arm? Well, Dan Rowan, does he have enough confidence? And one thing is Damian
half the
King.
distance to the goal, retry.
Damian King, do we ever look at the sidelines? Do you see 2 standing?
Yeah,
has he been back in the game since he got hurt?
He has, yep.
I think it was cramps, like we said. Boy, I'm watching right up here. Fake it.
And it's short.
Yeah.
Good defense by De La Salle, but a lot of damage done by Muskegon. Make it 26 consecutive points scored by Muskegon's offense. Helped out there by Jacob Price. He went untouched. And the Big Reds are roaring at Ford Field. This is the third all-time meeting between De La Salle and Muskegon for a state championship. In 2006, it was the Big Reds coming through and getting the victory. They met again in 2008, and again, it was Muskegon who took care of business. That was at the Silverdome. And check that, that's obviously here at Ford Field. But here's 2008, and Muskegon able to run away with it in that state title game as well. And even though De La Salle has beaten them in week 2 each of the last 2 seasons, last year and again this year, Muskegon feeling like they rise to the occasion. They did it in 06, they did it in 08. In recent history, this is a team 7 trips to the final since 2014, just the 1 win since 2017.
Yeah, Coach Fairfield kind of indicated he was tired of being the bridesmaid. You know, all those second place finishes, you know, as a coach, you kind of overlook the fact that how tough it is to get there. You know, I look at the Buffalo Bills from the 90s. They got the Super Bowl 4 times. They never won it, but it's still a really, really great team. And he's had some wonderful teams. He's just had some tough luck and run into some a little bit better teams when he's got to the finals.
Like the Vikings in the 70s.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Or the Lions. Wait, no, never mind. Never. I love my Lions.
Inside the 5, Skylar Hunter on the return. Good block. And to the outside. Dragged down at the 30. The big play, momentum swings toward De La Salle.
Ooh, I think have some laundry.
There is a flag on the play.
Right there, that's never good, especially when that guy's not heading that way yet. He's hanging out there because they're all coming back. We could hear the Muskegon coaching staff really politicking hard for a block in the back. We're going to look here after we see the call. Maybe we're going to look at what happened.
During the return, holding on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down.
Well, it's going to take place. Let's see. Yes, yep, that's it. That's a good call. Right here it happened. I'm drawing and nothing's happened there. Maybe take another look at that. Get that. Oh, it's already right. It's already happened behind, but that is a good call because it was in the back. The Muskegon player was clearly past the De La Salle player, and he ended up on his stomach because he got pushed in the back.
That wipes out a 68-yard kickoff return. Long way to go for De La Salle. King broke a tackle and then wrapped up at the 27.
Well, get your speedy players to the outside. Get them to the edge. Let them utilize their speed. And we saw how fast King is. Not the biggest in stature, but very quick and a good runner, very elusive with the ball. So a good first down play for De La Salle moving the sticks. You know, because they've struggled in this half, Chef. I'll tell you in a second. Mike Brad just gave me some numbers that are pretty eye-opening.
Batanti.
Come on, Batanti.
Bounce into the outside, still in bounds. And driven out of bounds at midfield.
A good job. We haven't called Anthony Batanti much here. But this, once again, this is just good job up front. Watch the offensive line. Get some push, staying on blocks, rolling people. And Batanti says, that's nice. I could get used to running wide open like this. But in the 3 possessions for De La Salle in this half, 3 for 9 yards, 4 for plays for 41, and 3 for 6. And all punts and 1 fumble. So it's been a tough half.
Picked up 22 there. Down the sideline and incomplete. Intended for Damian King, the 4th. It'll bring second down and long. There's the grinder, known as Anthony Batanti, the sophomore, 6'1", 190. He is the 4th running back used by De La Salle this year. Brett Rozier tore his Achilles in week 3. Then in week 5, Mike Lopez tore his ACL. In week 10, Isaac Bettine broke his arm. And now Batanti, the sophomore, carrying the load on a championship Saturday. A strike to King, another first down. Those two are deadly. Gasparoni and King hook up again.
You know, getting back to that running back situation, that was so impressive when we talked to Coach Rowan. He wasn't complaining. He's pretty good. He wasn't like all upset, oh, we've lost 3 guys, woe is me. And because he also knows he has a quarterback that can spin the ball like that and put it through the eye of a needle to King for a nice game.
At the 39 of Muskegon. He wants to throw again. He's got King. Oh, and upstairs he gets decked and a flag comes. Keon Drummer went above the shoulder pads, and you can't do that.
Well, this play, I think when we first saw it, Shep, looked worse than maybe it is. It's one of those ones where you're kind of off balance and you get hit. We're going to see King turn back for the ball. He hits him more in the arm, the forearm. Nothing was contact to the head. I don't think it's going to be a targeting call, but I think it will be a necessary roughness.
There are 2 penalties on the play. First, we have targeting on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be first down.
Yep.
The second penalty is a sideline warning on the offense. Sideline warning on the offense.
So targeting is not reviewable in high school, so it's going to stand. And I mean, it was contact to the neck and head area, even though the arm was between the helmet. Because if that arm's not there, he's going to hit him in the head. So I think that's a really good call by the officials. We'll take one more look at it because his head is up, kind of puts his helmet down a little bit. That's 20 years ago, that's a great hit. Valley Sports is showing all the wonderful hits from the weekend, but nowadays trying to protect the players on both offense and defense, that is a target.
Moves it inside the Muskegon 25. Batanti
out of the Wildcat to the right side. Ran into some traffic and was pushed backwards after a gain of 3 or 4.
It's the second or third time they've run that direct snap to Batante and let him try to get to the edge. Muskegon gave up 4 yards. Clock continues to run. It's going to be just approaching 9 minutes here, Shep, and still time, plenty of time for, especially when you have a quarterback that can throw the football.
And you have all 3 of your timeouts. Low snap, handled by Gasparoni. On a slant route, it's dropped.
Is that Robbie again?
It is. BB Robbie.
That's a couple drops for Robbie. Keep an eye on Gasparoni. That junior, though, he's staying focused. He's not pointing the finger. He's not getting upset at his receivers. But he's throwing some nice balls. Boy, that's right through the hands. All right. That's a natural reaction. Oh, my, I can't believe it. Then move on. He's getting the next play. He's ready to perform. And I'm sure he knows he needs Robbie to make some of those catches. He's going to be used here in the rest of this game. So shake it off and move.
He'll keep it up the middle. Nothing doing. Wow. Stanley Cunningham off the edge. Met him right away. And so did Chris Jones.
I'm sorry, Chef. That 6'4", 205-pound senior tight end DN really squeezed that quickly from his defensive end position. He came down and he just engulfed. Now we have a big play, Chef. 4th and 6. Early in the game, we might have seen Gasparoni just tuck it and run on a quarterback draw, but I'm not sure now. And look, they're going to give a little bit of help here because you got him there. And that's Damian King, who's been the best receiver.
4 wide receiver set. Gasparoni keeping it. Fumbled it!
He's kind of incomplete. Did he try to scoop it? Underhand pass? It doesn't matter whether it's a fumble or incomplete pass. The ball's going to be turned over on downs to Muskegon.
Yep.
And Gasparoni there just trying to make something happen. We're going to look here, Shep. It's going to be that he's looking. There's nothing there. He tucks it. It's like a fumble either way, right? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's.
The official ruled he thought he was trying to throw it.
Yeah, that's clearly a fumble, but either way, Muskegon takes over.
Has no effect on what's happening on the field right now because you said Muskegon gets the ball.
It has been stifling here in the second half.
Unbelievable, isn't it, Shep? How much Muskegon? You talk about halftime adjustments. I wonder. Geez, I'd like to have been a fly in the wall. What they did or what Coach Fairfield said to his team to get them to be performing so much better at a higher level here in the second half.
It was 21-7 De La Salle at the break. It has been all Muskegon here in the second half. Led by Mackay Guy. Jacob Price. That hole closed quickly. A gain of 1 or 2 at the most.
De La Salle's got to take some chances defensively. They can ill afford to let Muskegon put a couple first downs together because in high school that clock goes quick. This isn't the NFL or college where you just need a minute, you bing, bing, bing. No, you need time. So you got to get a 3 and out here. You can not even allow 1 first down. You need to get your offense back on the field.
Muskegon runs a 4 wide receiver set. Guy with a couple of big touchdown passes here tonight. Not known as a passing team by any stretch. Price to the 30, maybe the 31. Clock continues to wind. We're at 7:10 left in the ball game.
De La Salle still has all 3 timeouts remaining. It's a 2-possession game. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if they don't go out of bounds here. If I'm Dan Moon, you might think we're taking your first time out. Even this far out, you know you're going to get the ball back.
Well, he needs to stop first. Guy up the middle. He's got a first down and more. Stays in bounds. Smart play.
Yeah, heads up play. But Mackay Guy This is just the jet read, and he pulls it. Gets excellent blocking at the point of attack, and then just says, I'll take a seat here, keep that clock running. Now you're quarterback. You're looking at the defensive front, but you're also looking at that play clock up above you. You should try to get that play clock under 10 minimum, maybe even 5.
Picked up 32 on that run. Price met immediately by Dwayne Williams, the third.
Price not used a ton in the first half, has been the workhorse here in the second half. Many more carries, doing a nice job, and he's been able to pop a few. But as I said for that last first down, Shep, they really need to get off the field defensively. They got to get that offense back on the field to have any type of opportunity. And because this clock is now approaching 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, it pretty much takes your run game out of play unless it's a scramble by Gasparone. You got to start throwing the ball in the air.
Look at the amount of yards from Muskegon in the second half. Muskegon calls a timeout. 2nd down and 10 for Shane Fairfield and company. They're not comfortable just yet, even though they lead it 33-21. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals on Valley Sports is brought to you by Trinity Health. We see all of you. By Figer Law. All we do is win. And by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. A lot to cheer about if you're a De La Salle fan in the first half, but it's been all Muskegon since the Big Reds in search of their 7th title in school history. It would be the 19th, including the mythical titles, and it would avenge a Week 2 loss to De La Salle, in which the Pilots won in a high-scoring affair, 40-28 in Week 2. Mackay Guy, 352 yards of total offense, 4 touchdowns so far. He has been the story of the night on a reverse. Piggy weaving his way, balancing up inside the 30, a flag on the play.
Destin Piggy on the run. Jacob Tur makes the stop. Penalty flag on the field.
This is a big call because De La Salle was going to be up against it with about a 3rd down and 1 to keep the clock and keep the chains moving. Instead, they're going to be marched back. This holding call.
During the play, holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
This is not ballroom dancing, fellas. That's called a hold. That is not allowed. Now, if you're playing defense, that's an excellent form tackle. That's a good call by the official. Really, I think this crew's done a nice job. Really nice job here tonight. I mean, they're calling the obvious calls and letting the kids play, and that's what every coach would want with an officiating crew.
Now 2nd down and 20. He wants to throw, eludes the rush, and defenders. Pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. What a player.
Yeah, poor Armani, number 7, is going to have try to get the quarterback in space. This guy comes out here. He does a Barry Sanders, Harlan Barnett, where he spins him. That's tough. Number 3 is just, he's in the zone right now, Shep.
Yeah.
He's got enough space, and that defensive line is just worn out. I mean, they've been on this field, it seems like the entire second half. And they're gassed a little bit, and those big fellas are starting to take their toll on them.
Guy is in total control. Price dragged down, but not before he got a 1st down. Dalton Drogosh in on the tackle.
Jacob Price on the run. Brought down by Dalton Drogosh.
It was 2nd down and 20. Now it's 1st and 10 for Muskegon.
1st down.
Yeah, that ball should never be put in the air again if you're Muskegon. Just keep ground and pound. Keep that clock going, 4:30 and counting. Ball security is at a premium now for the Big Reds.
Guy feeling his way inside the 15. You could hear him saying, "Cowboy, yippee-ki-yay," another first down.
I'm not sure if that's what it meant, the yippee-ki-yay, but whatever cowboy is, he did a pretty good job. I don't know if that's, now was that cowboy being yelled in by the Muskegon coaches or was that by the De La Salle coaches?
We're going to play it off like it's Muskegon.
Okay.
That's the way it's got to work.
So then maybe you just like ride the horse ahead of you, follow that back.
There you go.
And that's
right.
what he did.
Lead that horse to water.
Great game management, play clock
For
management
sure.
here by this offense in this drive too.
Price rolled backwards at the 11.
What a tale of two halves. When you look at, if you're De La Salle, you go into the halftime, Coach Rowan, a couple things he wanted to get ironed out a little bit. The one explosive play he gave up defensively, but the offense was doing well. They were running the ball a little bit, and Gasparoni was locating receivers. In this second half, it's been a struggle offensively for them, and defensively they've just worn out.
Muskegon looks like a totally different team in the second half than they did in the first. Jacob Turr greets Mackay Guy yet again. Dropped him at the 10-yard line.
Now I said you're going to ground and pound, but you may want to, if you want to throw, this is the time to do it. You got third down and what, 7? You're pretty safe with 2:40 and counting. You know, obviously it'd be nice maybe make De La Salle burn a timeout if they stop you in the run game, but I think you're going to have a chance for maybe easy pitch and catch.
10th play of the drive, Roots. Trying to salt it away, and they've had it for now the 10th play of this drive. Piggy cut it up and dropped at the 7-yard line.
Coach Rowan, I don't know if he's waving the white flag here or what, but not using his timeouts. Under 2 minutes and winding here.
Fourth down and 4 for Muskegon.
4th and 4.
Muskegon has used up over 6 minutes on this drive, Rubes.
Well, you know, there's a look at Coach Rowan. He's frustrated and he's putting his arms up, but he's not looking at the officials. He's talking. His gestures are for his coaching staff, who's ever upstairs that they're communicating. He's like, "What do I do? I mean, do I use my timeout here?" And Muskegon's just going to let the play clock run down on about 1:31. Shep. I don't even kick it here. I think if De La Salle has one chance in this game, block a kick, scoop and score, and go the other way, then you onside kick. Just go for it. I just think there's no risk. If you don't get it, De La Salle is going to take over on their own 6-yard line with, you know, what, a minute and a half and 2 scores down.
Well, we can tell you this: Muskegon learned an awful lot from that Week 2 loss to De La Salle. We take you back to Muskegon High School, where these two teams clashed, and it was a 40-28 victory for Warren De La Salle. They did it on the ground, and they did it through the air. They had some short fields, but overall they came away a victor and a decisive one. Dan Roan said Muskegon is better this time around, though. And Shane Fairfield of Muskegon said, "We hope we learn from that game. You got to play 4 quarters. You're going to have some ups and downs. This season can be a roller coaster." But our guys banded together. They stayed together. They believed in one another and believed in the brand of football that we preach. And it looks like it's going to pay off on a Saturday night at Ford Field. Helps to have a leader wearing number 3 in white. Mackay Guy has been everything and more than you would have expected here tonight. He's got it. He's going to bounce to the outside, and he's going to slide down on a 4th down play.
And now De La Salle takes over with $1:26 left. This is the 4th of 4 games on a Saturday. We've got 4 more tomorrow. Who do you like?
How do you not like Jackson Lumen Christie with Herb Brogan in the D7 game at 9:30? And then Corunna, the big story, the underdog. We got a great piece that Valley has done that they're going to show at halftime in one of the games. But Grand Rapids Catholic Central, a little revenge tour this year for them. They got knocked out last year. They got beat in the semis. And then you got Mason, really unheard of from the Lansing area. So that should be a great game.
Belleville
and then you got the big boys. Well, Belleville, it's worth just price of admission to watch Bryce Underwood.
Rabbie holds on to that one.
You know, Shep, we had a chance to call Bryce Underwood when he was a freshman, and they had all these Power 5 offers. And I'm watching the kid, I'm thinking, he's okay. He's all right. I don't see it. Then we had him as a sophomore, like, wow, he's pretty good. And then this year, the strides he's making and his improvement of his game is just phenomenal.
And it's not just physical. The reads that he has. We've got some good stories about Bryce Underwood tomorrow. We're looking forward to that broadcast for sure.
A little dinking and dunking in the passing game. There's Robbie, just caught a pass heading out of bounds. But you talk about Bryce Underwood. When Dante Moore was here before he left, I said he's the best high school football player or quarterback I've seen in my 33 years doing this. But now he's the second best as far as high school.
Dante Moore now at Oregon, right?
No, UCLA.
UCLA.
Went to Oregon and it was committed and then changed.
Yeah, and played at Detroit King, in case folks are wondering. Gasparoni throws, caught, first down. Joey Montilla, a pickup of 14. But De La Salle running out of time.
You know, some of the names I know we haven't called: Chris Jones, Robert Mills, Stanley Cunningham, Quincy Johnson, Deshaun Wallace Oaks up front. These are the defensive linemen up front. We have called speech in ranking the linebackers have been good, and Brooks and this guy and Taylor and Drummer. The secondary, this is a defense that in the first half was getting played a little bit, getting handled a little bit, but what a turnaround for them too. Now they're just playing a soft catch coverage, so De La Salle is able to complete some passes underneath it. But that defensive front of De La Salle in the first half with Williams and Presnell and Turr and Pellegrom, they were great. They just wore down here in the second half, and it shows you why you have to have an offense and defense working together. That defense wore down because that offensive De La Salle couldn't put first downs together, couldn't stay on the field to give that defense a rest, and the big linemen, which we talked about in the keys to the game for Muskegon. They didn't win in the first half. One of my keys was, Shep, larger than life. Well, in the second half, they've been larger than life.
No.
Gasparoni will throw. Caught. Montilla again at the 45 of Muskegon. They'll give him that.
Let's not forget, this defense of De La Salle has 4 seniors. The offense, 5 seniors. So a lot of these kids are coming back next year for De La Salle, including the most important one, that's Sante Gasparoni, the quarterback. Only a junior.
King on the receiving end, and now De La Salle burns a timeout. So 1 left for Warren De La Salle. 46 seconds remain.
Well, De La Salle right now, if they're legitimately trying to win this game, you need to throw it to the end zone. You need to take a shot because you have to have time to get an onside kick and at least 2 or 3 plays.
Well, nobody boasts a stronger high school football tradition in Michigan than Muskegon, and that's reflected in their positioning. Clearly the number 1 all-time victories with 899. And since the Big Reds started playing football in 1895, those 899 wins rank 7th nationally. They own 18 state titles, 12 mythical, 6 in the MHSAA playoff era.
Coach Fairfield got to be pumped right now. 1-7, he just said that's not acceptable. He said, and And the thing is, he thought this year would be as tough as any year because he spoke so highly of the De La Salle club, which I see why. They're a very good football team.
Yeah.
But his team just played at another level in the second half.
That's Fairfield's record after taking over for Tony Anise, who's now at Ferris State. Gasparoni rolling and throwing.
That might be intentional grounding.
Yep. All kinds of pressure from Stanley Cunningham.
I don't think that got back to the line of scrimmage, did it?
The injury timeout. Jacob Hoffman is down, the left tackle.
Well, this is just good pressure. Cunningham's been doing a good job, number 10. The entire second half, he throws the ball. I'm not sure where it lands, but not out of the pocket. And more importantly, Jacob Hoffman, the 6'2", 275-pound junior, still down on the ground.
They continue to attend to Jacob Hoffman. Muskegon comfortably in control with just 40 seconds remaining. We'll be back. The good news for De La Salle, Jacob Hoffman was able to walk off under his own power. The bad news is they did call that intentional grounding on Sante Gasparoni. That brings up a 3rd down and 19 for De La Salle. And their final gasp. Getting shut out here in the second half. Buying time, throws across his body and incomplete.
Too many drops. De La Salle offensive in the second half. They're going to look back at this film and see some opportunities. No, that's not necessarily one of them, but some opportunities missed to stay in the field, catch the football, move the chains. The execution wasn't the same in the second half for De La Salle, and vice versa. It was better for Muskegon in the second half, and that's why they're going to come out on top and win the state championship. Good look, Coach Roan, and he'll guarantee he'll reload. Good chance he'll be either back here or close to here again next year. But Shane Fairfield, there's the man of the hour, and I'm glad for Shane.
Gasparoni from the pocket. Has all day. Hail Mary ball. And wrestled away and brought in by B.B. Robbie.
Oh, nice job. That's what happens when the Muskegon players are really going for the interception here. You look at number 3, that's Mackay Guy, the quarterback, who's playing some safety now, but it's Dakarion Taylor, and he kind of misses it and falls in the hands of Robbie. And Coach Rono used his last time out here. This is when you know you're going to intercept. You just know it. But Robbie does a good job of climbing over the top a little bit and playing the ball, and he gets the good tip.
Well, that's 4th down, Rubes. If Taylor just bats it down, it's taking knee time, right?
Yeah, but it's
easier said
it's
than
not
done.
just high school kids at any level. I watch it in the NFL sometimes. These guys bat the ball down. No, they're trying to intercept, goes through their hands, the guy behind you catches it. So it's a tough skill to teach someone.
Well, everybody feels good on the Muskegon sideline and in their stands and in their city, and for good reason. But Shane Fairfield said, he feels such an appreciation to coach this program and these kids. He says, sometimes I go out on the field at night, no one's around, and I think about where it all started and how great it is to be here coaching at this legendary program and coaching these kids, and how much he's kind of fed off them as much as they've fed off his football knowledge. It's been quite the partnership. Not sure what the delay is here. There's 17 seconds left. De La Salle's out of timeouts.
They could be reviewing the catch, but it was a clear catch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Maybe the clock. I don't know. Did they? We're going to take another look here. Okay, tips. Comes back.
Muskegon is challenging that Robbie didn't come down with it, that it may have hit the turf. Let's see.
Kind of took it for granted that he caught it.
Sure looks good from that angle.
But this is where someone in the booth has to understand, the common sense rule. They call this. There's 17 seconds in the game.
Yeah, well, that common sense rule went out a long time ago. Just ask Calvin Johnson and all Lions fans, okay?
Yeah, I think he caught it. I mean, we could break it down by the milliseconds and see if it moved a little bit when he hit the ground, but it pretty much looked like a catch to me, and that's what Robbie is indicating. Yeah, I caught it.
Muskegon's offense over 300
The ruling on the
yards.
play of the field is under review. Muskegon is challenging whether it was a catch or incomplete.
Well, again, Muskegon's offense over 300 total yards in the second half after being limited to less than half that in the entire first half.
Okay, now the white hat, just so it's under review.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a catch.
Sure.
We got first down.
I think they tried to fool us there, Shep. They're like, it's under review. I think that was already done. All right, still 17 seconds. Try for the quick strike. You get a score here. You get an onside kick, and you get one Hail Mary. I mean, I've seen stranger things in football.
Across the middle. What a catch inside the 5. 2 unbelievable catches by Robbie. They'll spike it.
It's pretty good. They never even started the clock. It was at 12. Now they just took a second off to 11. Another seed thrown by Gasparoni. That's a little wobbly, but it is right on target. Shep, I missed that. What a great catch. Reaching back is the motion of your body for Robbie.
You're good.
Gasparoni looks right. Throws on a fade route, and it is tapped and incomplete. Intended for Joey Montilla. And a good defensive play by Mekhi Lennox Brooks.
Well, and I think that's going to be it now, because if you score here, you might have 3 or 2 seconds, which an onside kick would eat up. So even if you recover an onside kick, there's nothing you can do with it. But a good effort by De La Salle, fighting to the end.
They just couldn't duplicate that first half in the second half. Could be the final play, and it is incomplete on 3rd and goal. 2 seconds remain.
Incomplete pass intended for Damian King.
What redemption for Muskegon. Not just redemption from the Week 2 loss to De La Salle, but the redemption finishing as the state runner-up to King a year ago.
How about our crew today, Shep? You and I had just the 2 late games. The crew for this broadcast today, for all 4 games, got here at 4 a.m. That is one long day, and they're still doing a great job.
And that's why they're the best. And Muskegon is the best in Division II. Win number 900 is their 7th MSHA title. Big relief for Shane Fairfield and the Big Reds. What a comeback in the second half. Down 21-7 at the half. They keep De La Salle scoreless in the second half and reel off the last 26 points of the ball game. Time for our player of the game, brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Who else would it be but Makai Guy? He rushed for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns, threw for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns as well.
Well, we saw a flash in the first half what he could do with his legs. He was taking some shots, but that right there, you can't see it. He drops a dime down the middle of the field for a touchdown, and then with his legs, ending the game, eating up the clock, using his intelligence, staying in bounds, and Makai Guy has been the man.
And that man is with Natalie Kerwin now.
Makai Guy, you were that guy tonight, and now you're a state champ. What are you feeling in this moment?
First off, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Without him, nothing is possible. But it's just always been my destiny to win a championship. I've been around winners. My teammates are winners. Like, I've been around since, 2014 with Deshaun Thor. They won a basketball championship, but they made it here, too. Then I came back with 2017 with my brother, Willie Shanks, and that team. But, that team just this team that we have remind me so much of 2017, and I just knew we was going to win it. So it just feels amazing to be here to finally get one.
Down 21-7 at half, you come back, 26 consecutive points, and you shut De La Salle out in the second half. What did Coach Fairfield say to you guys to help flip the script so quickly? That we were beating ourselves. It was Muskegon versus Muskegon. Everything that we did had something to do with us not doing our part, us not executing. And my thing was we had to be mentally prepared to come back out and play. I mean, we got on ourselves a lot, and we went in the locker room, we handled each other, we became brothers, we became tight. We make a fist, and you add yourself, that's 11 guys. It's only 11 guys on the field, and we didn't break one. We stayed together, and then that's what made us come out and dominate. You got to tell us, how tired are you right now? Honestly, right now, I don't know. I think since we got that win, I got more energy, so I don't know. Right now, I ain't tired, but I know on the way back, I'm going to be tired. You can get played tonight. Congratulations. Go celebrate. Thank you. Shep.
All right, Natalie, thanks very much. Makai Guy plays the organ in church. He was playing sweet string music in the second half here on a Saturday night to get Muskegon their 7th MHSAA state championship. That's going to wrap things up here on a very busy Saturday for us here on Valley Sports. Again, the final score from Division II. Muskegon reels off 26 in a row. They beat De La Salle 33-21. That wraps up our coverage of day one. The MHSAA finals here at Ford Field come back your way tomorrow, beginning at 9:30. So for our entire state championship crew, including Natalie Kerwin, Rob Rubik, I'm Matt Shepard. Congrats to Muskegon. They're champions again. See you tomorrow on Valley Sports.
Win, 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 win.